can put you can get yourself in shape.
This time I'll schedule this full interview with this person. Now full interview. Who will you say for the last 20?
Ogami, when I know best, I will see you. I will see get sit to it then. And we can have can start around at the protest. At the protest. That's why I look ashy. Protesting. No people work. Because of the protest.
Okay, you hear me? If you hear me, show me your side. You are muted. Yes, I'm not muted. So, how about now? How far now? Are you protesting? I'm protesting. You 2027. That's my protest. We will go all the way 2031. After Southern president in our time. It is our turn. No power, no manipulation, no weapon fashion against that agreement shall prosper. After Tinubu Ibukweni, no, I won't go. But I don't know who will come, but we must finish our turn. Okay, are you with me? I ask my protest. Tinubu all the way. Jagaba, the king is killing. I don't know. I know. They call him daddy, father of the nation, and the man is acting like a father when they complain. A father should be a disciplinarian. That's what father does. What father does? Fathers are disciplinarian. When I go wake up, I go say, he's the father of the nation. He's the father of the nation. Kutuma. And I am the father when I go now. I saw, I know the day. I don't switch my allegiance yesterday. I'm all in for Tinubu now. All in. No turning back, oh. No turning back. Tinubu all the way. I like that man. He know how to use power. I'm talking to my people. My people. Oh man, hey, let me straw, man. Right. Where's the straw? Tinubu all the way. That agreement will stand so. That turn by turn. Yeah, Tinubu must finish. I am happy that Tinubu said the power go. So now one puppet, now they carry the power give for South West. The forest one come out in 2027. But this one, I'm assured 100% the man is going all the way. politics now, sure. And now only one person get the country. No, all of us get her. You reach all of us get her now. So why are we complaining? Now it's all the day. If you release her, fine. If you don't release her, all the way. That's what the constitution says. No, you are twice. So all these are already do so. I don't know why they complain. Every day you see them on TV running their mouth. Is the father of the nation. Is the father of the, how do they compare the father of the nation? And he's acting like a father. You guys are complaining. What happened to free Mazi Nnamdi? He still do there. Nnamdi, no, Nnamdi Kanu must be. Nnamdi Kanu, he must be released. That one day. That is the single thing. Why I know say, if you do, is on course to win his presidency without any competition. Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. No, he will be free. He will be free. He will be free. It will be free. I have some, I'm trying to head you somewhere. When I get to where I'm going, then we'll dig more into sorry that coming a little bit late. Ogafi Nnamdi Kanu, I think the message is very clear, and Tinubu being a star boy, you understand that. You understand that you need to clean up the canopy. ABJ is next president. If ABJ, guy, me and you go quarrel. Now you go quarrel. I'm not like what you go talk. So it means that the quarrel, I cry. I'm not like that. I'm not like quarrel. Why would you talk like that? That's not the worst president I've ever hear of even in history. Every power is there, you don't know what the power be. How can the weight of the nation be under you legally? That every sense of it now, the weight of the nation, it comes from your house. They carry power, give donor, it be like food. You know, I just say they lay to the hand, give power to the power, everybody feel now. Even I think to Dangote come out and protest. That's power. Every time they can no matter where you do, you feel that power. When they go take up for a hand, that you be here, they call BJ. What the fuck is that? I bet, me and you will quarrel. Can get on power again, you doesn't know what to do with it. Cause you say my guy is now only you see that one or okay. Guys, you right? Now see, maybe not my. Let me check my connection. All these London people. All these London people. All these London people. We get connection. My village get better connection past them. Eh? my village. What about now though? Is it good now? Let me know if it's good now because I've got a new earpiece actually. I'm just trying it out. Jonathan, my worst president, who I don't know so far. I don't give power, he be like fool. Straight away. They tell me, say, my blood is not worth millions of. Motherfucker, how many people die before they elect you? While you are in power, how many people perish? The fuck? So they close on our flabber with our raise. Then they applaud that he's a hero. He's a hero for democracy. What kind of nonsense? Which people they give you say you be hero? Go work out for the whole state of America. They call them more award. You know see how they handle power for America 2 weeks ago. It's still not even sure who is going to be the tribe of both parties. It's not sure. All in the name of democracy. We need a new power is out. Yeah, I don't know. I see. Come, Oga, ṣọ́ra rẹ o. Yorùbá kò ṣe ṣọ́ra rẹ o. Mò ń kọ́ rẹ o. Na Naija man I go sell for you, make beat you physically o. We go look for you. No say I get that Fulani connection. Any other day we go bundle you as we take bundle now they can we'll get you. That according to video they don't play. I just want to provoke me this every morning. Where while I'm protesting. Eh? I'm sorry, I am campaigning, I'm supporting my Tagaban and you are here trying to come. Are you quick vessel? But the best I dey try you. Yorùbá ló kọ̀ á dá fún ẹjọ́ á dá fún ẹjọ́ Yorùbá ló kọ̀ àṣeyọrẹ ọ̀rẹ́ àṣeyọrẹ kọ́lọ́run dáríjì ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ọ̀gbìn kọ́lọ́run dáríjì ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ democracy no longer beautiful here. It's not beautiful anywhere in the world. The Uncle Moses continue democracy. Ṣé America dey beautiful ni? You know they see as they switch am they see the see God go carry us come on another election cycle. Me I see people call the content say that person he no go school, he no sabi speak English, he's not righteous, he's not a Christian, he's not a Muslim, he's not who give a fuck? Yes. These are just mere messengers. It's obvious. It's obvious the beacon of democracy, nobody know the right as it is. Because they no hear in there. It's obvious. And when I will come here and say, this man is qualified. Nobody cares. That's how this life works. That's nothing wrong, man. Democracy called democracy. And democracy, now how you do understand that, man, the democracy. China today, they tell you that, things are really happening here every second, minute, and hour. Wetin dey happen? Wey no go happen? Wey no dey happen before? Wey go nothing? What's happening? Let me know, Moses. You are in Lagos. What's the situation report? What are the situation report? Oh, you don't vex. So I don't vex now. How you will talk better serious thing? Serious people like Jaragba, but they mention good laws and that. What the fuck is that? You know this here? Hey. But for that thing you talk so you say protesting due to hunger rights. People are at home since yesterday getting hunger almost shoot. Oh God, now the cities they happen. Now when I say now protest now, I come the beg say more na protest. Why you go crazy? It's part of the sacrifice. If there's anything like that, let's go to Port Harcourt first. Wow, I guess.
there are two chief village. Yeah. So that's the farmers in chief. Well, chief, but for sure it's not going to be less than 1,600 at the end of it. No, the cheapest I tell. Well, I don't know about the cheapest, but I don't really want to be that, so I want to be. So then I like to sell. Well, it's big, child. Big. Right.
The apartment is big as well. Yeah. Apartment agent, so it's just like they get deal with all these people.
If you can't get maybe better neighbor, obviously if you smoke, they know they worry for balcony. But get balcony every night, especially if it's a place. Although it's not inside. Oh shit. I don't know, say my band don't start. Since I really have this already, it's no longer right. People are yesterday, that different and they didn't Nigeria down there. Now change where they happen. Or now they just this is not gonna get better regardless of what happens. So that's why you don't say hey, freedom is for the new reality. And the new reality be that am I happy or am I celebrating that? No, but who am I? Who am I? Nadi, reality we face up. We are being right. We need to feed ourselves. We expect and take off. So this is it. So the protest is not going to make decision with that. But even if federal government today agree to some of those demands that the people are asking for, reduce fuel price and all that, guess what? You are actually telling them to find another way. And trust me, finding another way doesn't mean they resign or they no. Finding another way is I can't go inside. Yeah. So finding another way means make them cut a lot of money from either from school or any other school before. Yeah. Moses, I go explain more in detail what I mean by this is it. It's not gonna get better, it's only gonna get worse. And I'm going to get shit back now. I just want to see some secret content enter there. Oh, yeah, we get up really said.
So like you're saying. How's this? I want to see the
So come on, let me get my stuff out and get connected. We'll get into party. Let's listen to B again.
More than less. Um, I'm trying to not connect my laptop so that I can have a better show before I leave for work. I'll still go work. So, see my come protest. This is me protesting. Um, shit. It's a training. You know, just standing right. That makes the water. Wake up before what's ever wake up before what's ever Bẹ́ẹ̀ni ọba àtọ̀rọ̀ ní ìgbénúmú ọba àtọ̀rọ̀ ní ìyá àdàgbà ìyá bẹ́ẹ̀ni ọba àtọ̀rọ̀ ní. Àbí Moses, I dey sing that song that year. Lékelé kọ́pì for wá fẹ́ wẹ̀rẹ̀ ní ìrèké. Alright,
God damn. Everybody practically. Things are falling apart. Sounds like it sounds like um is it Chinua Achebe that coined that phrase. Things fall apart. Yes. So things are falling apart. Anyway, we could start proper show after 28 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to All Our Politics. And as usual, so politics and politics. And today is not going to be different. But I don't know. Well, today they say it's day two. Day two of what? Of protest. Days of rage and bad governance. Two phrase, two statement, two whatever you want to put it sound very political. It's a political statement. Days of rage. That would mean and bad government. Hmm. I take it for what it is. It's our political statements on our campaign. All of them, let's see. So for me, since now day two, I say let's pay attention to what information warfare. Information warfare. Well, we will explore the many strategic use of information warfare, right? To influence, disrupt, or control an adversary decision making process, and often to achieve a comparative advantage to or over a political goal. That's exactly what is happening, right? That's why I question the idea, the brain behind giving the government 1 month ahead of time. So in this context, we are going in on the protest. We look at ways information warfare could or are being used currently in various forms and actors to influence public opinion, shape narratives, and achieve their own goal. So when even World Economic Forum make it boldly claim on plain sight that as far as today is concerned, the most threat to human civilization is misinformation and disinformation. And when you know you are disadvantaged compared to the people that you want to challenge their what competence, which is the government. The government has monopoly of pretty much everything, if you ask me. They have monopoly of violence, they have monopoly of writing and changing narrative. They control the information we consume. Everything that has to do with how that society works, these people are 100% in control. 100%. Why would you not give such a powerful organization that has so much resources available to them 1 month ahead? So are you giving Usain Bolt 10 meters ahead for 100 meters competition? God bless you. Then one question where I get to ask is a question I really want to ask, which is if you look at channels and arise news background today, today, and go back look at their background during the election period, tell me the difference. Coincidence? So somebody should help more. So tell me if this is not campaign at the highest level. It's just different. What's different? What's in different? Uh, Magnelli, what's in different? Meaning the caption of the ongoing events. Yeah, but what did they mean? What's you asking? I want to know what did they mean. End bad governance. What does it mean? What did it mean? And um, what's it? Days of rage. They are working out to blanket me, Peter B. Ah, that's last. So, Mike, those statements, maybe them corner and give you more and run with them.
Joining us now is Ojinika Ojiope with stories trending around the world. Hello, Jinix.
Good morning, Dr. Abati. How are you this morning?
Good morning.
Perfect. Good morning, Ayo.
TGIF.
Oh, yes, it is TGIF.
Okay.
It is. Well, good morning, Rufai. How are you this morning? Perfect. Thank God it's Friday. Well, good morning to you, viewers. As the nationwide End Bad Governance protest enters day 2, there's apprehension across the country, especially as demonstrators spiraled out of control in parts of the country on day 1, including Borno, Yobe, and Kano states, where authorities have declared a 24-hour curfew after private and public properties were looted in chaotic scenes that also saw many vehicles burned.
We need forces here. We need forces here. We need forces here. Mopo soldiers, please, attention, please. Mopo soldiers, attention, please. They're burning all the local secretariat down. They are burning it down. They are burning it down. They are burning it down.
Well, in Niger State, at least 6 people are now feared dead. The police say they arrested 11 armed hoodlums who set fire to a government building after looting it, while the police fired tear gas to disperse defiant protesters who attempted to gather at the Eagle Square in the Federal Capital Territory.
What all started like a peaceful protest have now become what you have seen. Different canisters of tear gas being fired just by the side of the Federal Secretariat. And it's becoming something very serious between the people here.
These were horrific scenes. Meanwhile, as protesters scampered for safety, the minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, was at an event where he presented the staff of office to 4 newly appointed graded chiefs in the territory. Well, during the event, Wike said that the federal government is now open to having a dialogue with the protesters. He also commended the protesters in the FCT for not being violent and urged them to resist those who want to destroy the nation.
Let me take this opportunity to commend the people, the youth of Abuja, for not being violent and not being trying to listen to our people. They have said severally that it is better to dialogue, it is better to sit down and iron out issues with the government. I want you to continue
Kano State, Gombe State.
Joining us now is Ojinika Ojiokwe with stories trending around the world. Hello, Jinix.
Good morning, Dr. Abati. How are you this morning?
Good morning.
Perfect. Good morning, Ayo.
TGIF.
Oh, yes, it is TGIF.
Okay.
It is. Well, good morning, Rufai. How are you this morning? Perfect. Thank God it's Friday. Well, good morning to you, viewers. As the nationwide End Bad Governance protest enters day 2, there's apprehension across the country, especially as demonstrators spiraled out of control in parts of the country on day 1, including Borno, Yobe, and Kano states, where authorities have declared a 24-hour curfew after private and public properties were looted in chaotic scenes that also saw many vehicles burned.
We need forces here. We need forces here. We need forces here. Mopo soldiers, please, attention, please. Mopo soldiers, attention, please. They're burning all the local secretariat down. They're burning it down. They're burning it down. They're burning it down. Ana tafiya sa 'yan zanga-zanga ruwan zafi. Ruwan zafi, ruwan zafi, ruwan zafi. Ruwan zafi, ruwan zafi, ruwan zafi. Ruwan zafi, ruwan zafi a gidan gwamnatin jihar Kano. Ruwan zafi inda ga wani sanya launa a ƙasa.
Well, in Niger State, at least 6 people are now feared dead. The police say they arrested 11 armed hoodlums who set fire to a government building after looting it, while the police fired tear gas to disperse defiant protesters who attempted to gather at the Eagle Square in the Federal Capital Territory.
What all started like a peaceful protest have now become what you have seen. Different canisters of tear gas being fired just by the side of the Federal Secretariat. And it's becoming something very serious between the people here.
These were horrific scenes. Meanwhile, as protesters scampered for safety, the minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, was at an event where he presented the staff of office to 4 newly appointed graded chiefs in the territory. Well, during the event, Wike said that the federal government is now open to having a dialogue with the protesters. He also commended the protesters in the FCT for not being violent and urged them to resist those who want to destroy the nation.
Let me take this opportunity to commend the people, the youth of Abuja, for not being violent and not being trying to listen to our people. They have said severally that it is better to dialogue, it is better to sit down and iron out issues with government. I want you to continue with that peace process, and he who makes peace will at the end of the day enjoy the dividend of peace. I want to commend you and still talk to our people, appeal to them that we are still ready to sit down and talk with them and dialogue with them and iron out the gray areas.
All right. I mean, it's good to hear the minister now, speak about dialogue. Earlier, you guys spoke with the lawyer and activist Kingdom Okere, who actually accused the federal government of unleashing mayhem in Abuja. He was there, so he can attest to what happened yesterday, because for what we know, the protests were supposed to be peaceful until these hoodlums attacked. Well, in Kaduna State, the peaceful protest turned violent after a group of hoodlums set ablaze the headquarters of the state's traffic law enforcement agency. They also looted property at the agency, as well as private residents around the area. The governor of the state, Uba Sani, who was on our nightly news program Newsnight, highlighted why violence prevails in northern states, saying that 70% of northerners are living below poverty line, and out of the 18.3 million Nigerian children that are out of school, 70% of them are in northern Nigeria, while 60% of northerners are financially excluded. He also called on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to address the nation and also emphasize the need to cut the cost of governance.
With the support of our commissioners, advisors, and everyone working with me, the first thing we did was cutting cost of governance. As we're speaking, no commissioner in Kaduna have gotten a new car. We have not bought a single vehicle for commissioners. We have not bought a single vehicle for myself as a governor. Deputy governor do not have a single vehicle. All our advisors, nobody have a vehicle. That's number one. Every commissioner in Kaduna today is getting something within the region of 400 to 300,000 with all the allowances and everything, as against 1.7 million. They agreed without any problem.
I must say kudos to the Kaduna State governor. I mean, this is what the protesters are advocating for, cutting the cost of governors. And he actually made a very valid point, which is the reason why the northern states are in the situation that they are now. As we know, we saw Borno, where a terrorist actually ignited a bomb and killed 16 people. We saw in Gombe, we saw in Niger, there's a curfew in Kano State. And he made those points, which is northern states have to all come together to find a way to improve their lives. The government have to look into the northern states, especially the fact that he also said, 70% are financially excluded. So when they are sharing all these palliatives, are they going to go to the northern states? How are they going to get it if they are unbanked? And these are the questions. I don't know. I'd like your thoughts on that before I take this particular story, Ayo.
The governor of Kaduna State has spoken well. Yeah. In fact, yesterday when we were speaking to Nisi Gabriel, our correspondent in Kaduna, he had actually said that because it was quite peaceful at the time, that he felt like the efforts made by the governor was what was responsible for a number of people not coming out. But of course, that changed in the course of the day. He's hitting the right notes. And when you think of the fact that Kaduna State, Kano State, Gombe State in the north have the highest number of people who are financially excluded, who are out of school, yet these people, when they protest, are ignorant enough to go out and destroy state property or things that are supposed to help them, like the in ICT center in Kano State that was destroyed, then you understand that this issue that we have is a deep problem. At the end of the day, we are one Nigeria. If one part of the nation is suffering in poverty, it would affect the rest of the country. It would affect the rest of the nation. So this is a clarion call for more investment to be made in the northern parts of Nigeria. That's more investment, more youth development, and building our schools so that people can have a better chance at life.
Absolutely, you said it right. Well, meanwhile, former Anambra State Governor Peter Obi has debunked a viral video showing him allegedly addressing protesters in Abuja on Thursday during the nationwide protest while speaking from his residence in Onitsha. Obi urged Nigerians to disregard the video, saying that he has been in his home state since Wednesday for reacting to the nationwide protest. Peter Obi urged President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to address the nation.
You can see I'm here in Onitsha. So I shouldn't have, there's no way I could have been in Onitsha and Abuja simultaneously. I've been in Onitsha here, observing what is happening and everything. I first must thank the protesters around Anambra that has been peaceful. And I believe to most parts of Nigeria it's been peaceful. My message first is what I said to the protesters, that their demand, which is legitimate, must be within the law. We must do whatever we do as a law-abiding citizen who has always respected the rule of law. I want people to stay within the law, even when they make strongly their legitimate demand, which everybody can see in the nation today. And my appeal at this period is for the president to address the nation. He is the person that is elected. He is the person who is holding the mandate of the people. At times like this, it's time for him to show leadership and address the nation. You can see that's what happened in Kenya. Even when the president was just accused of flying in an expensive chartered flight, you address the nation. Doing so through your aides or appointees is not the same thing, because we didn't elect those people. We elected him. So he should address the nation.
Said, we did see, this is what we've been advocating here on the show, Rufai, but we did see that viral video yesterday where it appeared that, Peter Obi was in Abuja, speaking with the protesters, but he has debunked this story that he's in Onitsha, like he said. But really quickly, Rufai, the point he made about, President Tinubu addressing the nation, which is such a critical point.
We must be careful about fake news. We must be careful about people who are sharing old videos. And that's why Please independently verifies things from many sources before you're able to put it out there. Secondly, that's what we've been calling for since last 2 weeks. In fact, I haven't muted the idea of a Twitter Spaces. Anything we must do at a time of critical crisis, the president must show leadership, must address the nation. I think that I've told the story of General de Gaulle ad nauseum here. When France had this protest in 68 called Swazan Wheat, and the protest was about storming the Élysée Palace, General de Gaulle ran away. You know what he said? He said, I will not allow on my watch French blood to be spilled. Because he knew if he had stayed at the palace, the police and the authorities would have resisted the protest and it would have led to loss of life. So please, President Tinubu, it's not a stance of weakness. You are not weak if you come out there and say, fellow Nigerians, who will listen to you. Talk to the people, talk to the protesters. Say you empathize with them. Say you feel their pain. Say you are going to cut cost of governance.
Absolutely.
Say these are the modalities you will do to ensure things get better for people. Also call them to reason with you. They will reason with you. Nigerians are not hard-hearted. And also condemn everybody that is trying to turn this into ethnic bigotry or divisiveness. It's not about tribe. It's about all of us facing this. And tell everybody to calm down and offer your condolences to life lost.
Absolutely.
And say, how can we rally around and build the nation forward? If you say these words, people get out of the streets.
All right.
They want to hear you.
Absolutely. We certainly do need to hear from our president. But we now cross over live to Port Harcourt, River State, where Andy Omano is on standby. Good morning, Andy. Can you give us the situation on ground there?
Okay. Is a little bit calmer here, Ayo, up until about 45 minutes ago, when we got wind of the fact that some of the protesters yesterday are regrouping, and we needed to rush to the spot. Where I am talking from now is directly in front of the Federal Secretariat in Port Harcourt. The Federal Secretariat in Port Harcourt is sandwiched in between the popular Rumola bus stop and water lines on the Aba-Port Harcourt highway. Is the major entrance way to Port Harcourt. As I speak with you right now, both sides of this 4-lane road is cordoned off. What that means is vehicular traffic is not allowed at all. The protesters are growing in their numbers. When we got in here about 30 minutes ago, they were not up to 500, but as I speak, I think they are surging, going to 700, and we got information that more are coming from different parts of Port Harcourt. They have one message. They want Mr. President to address the nation and tell the nation what his administration intends to do concerning the hardship being experienced across board. This is their message. As we were here a couple of minutes ago, a convoy of security operative policemen drove past the place, and the message is, we are hungry. We are hungry. We needed the right thing to be done so that Nigerians can eke out a living on their own and be able to fend for themselves and their immediate family. They are still regrouping. We got information also that there is likely going to be another one at Ozuoba. Ozuoba is the way leading to Shoba, the University of Port Harcourt community. And so, as the situation unfolds, we'll definitely let the live studio of Arise News know what is happening here in Port Harcourt, second day of good governance protest. Yes, Doc.
Andy, you are surrounded by, some very eager gentlemen around you there. Would you like to speak to at least one of them? Let's hear from them. One of the protesters.
Absolutely, Doc. Okay, can I have you? Can I just have you? You are going to, this is your camera, introduce yourself, and you need to tell us what this group is and why you are protesting. That's your camera.
Good morning. My name is Comrade Oscar. It is unfortunate that we have a government that do not have a listening ear. The masses has come out to protest. There is a demand. Unfortunately, the federal government of Nigeria, led by Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has refused to pay attention to the demand. This protest is not like an emergency protest. This protest has been rumored for up to 3 weeks or a month today. If Bola Ahmed Tinubu actually mean well for Nigerians, who are expecting that the demand of the people were all over the internet. The demands of the Nigeria was that there is hunger on the land. The demand of Nigeria was that the pump price is on the high side. The demands of Nigeria is that we cannot be able to afford anything in the marketplace again. As we speak, 5,000 naira cannot cook a pot of soup anymore. As we speak, 1,000 naira cannot buy ice fish again. As we speak, things are difficult. Nigerians are suffering. What do we have? No employment is going on. CBN has not done employment. When was the last time CBN did employment? When was the last time NNPC did employment? When was the last time NGDC did employment? When was the last time John did employment? When was the last time NPA did employment? All these federal government parastatals, when was the last time they did employment? If the government meanwhile for the people, who were expecting that before this protest, government would have lifted embargo on the people, lift embargo for employment, lift embargo on hard suffering. If the government actually meanwhile for Nigerians, who were expecting that Bola Ahmed Tinubu would reduce pump price immediately. As we speak, it's not Bola Ahmed to reduce pump price. We are now buying price for the rate of 900 naira, 1,000 naira. It is difficult for us. It is hard for us to survive. We cannot even take care of our responsibilities anymore. We cannot take care of our parents. We cannot even take care of ourselves. So we want Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu to understand that we are not leaving this place until Bola Ahmed Tinubu address the Nigerian masses. Right. We cannot continue. Bola Ahmed yesterday addressed Nigerians, telling Nigerians that he bought the position he is sitting on. Isn't that embarrassing? Absolutely. Telling Nigerians that you bought the position you are sitting on. Is that how to address Nigerians? In as much as you are there, and then the next thing you are doing is to tell Nigerians all over the internet that you bought the position you are occupying. Okay. We are not happy. Okay. We are going to occupy these days. It might even last more than 10 days.
Thank you so much.
All right,
so
Andy.
you heard Ms. Oscar Imeabe, yes.
Yes. Thank you very much, Andy.
So that's the situation from here, Ayo.
Thank you very much. It's OG Okwe speaking with you, Andy. Thank you, and continue to bring us up to speed with the situation on ground in Rivers State. Thank you very much indeed. This is what we were discussing earlier today, Ayo Rufai. We were just talking about the fact that we want President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to address the nation, and you can hear it from the protesters out there on the street. But you know, yesterday, there were counter-protests in the Ikeja area of Lagos State and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. The pro-government protesters urged Nigerians to be patient with the Tinubu administration while chanting, "On your mandate, we shall stand." On your mandate, we shall stand. On your mandate, we shall stand. We shall stand. On your mandate, on your mandate, on your mandate, we shall stand. Meanwhile, some counter-protesters erroneously called for an end to the prevailing economic hardship, as we'll see in this viral video showing a demonstrator who was holding a placard that read, "No to protest." He veered off the script as he spoke to journalists. Let's take a look.
So why we say that no protest? We want to make him to know that we don't need protest. We need peace in this country. Make him consider all that things are very rough with us. There is hunger everywhere. You can't drink Gary now. Before you say, may you drink Gary now, 1,000 will not take you of drinking Gary. Where we say before 100 naira, you will drink Gary and do what you want to do. So now, we are coming to make him to know that things are very hard with us. Let him consider us.
What are you saying? What are you saying? We need to get the country. We don't have problem. Guys, make Gary come down. But you don't take Gary come.
Gary 2000. Gary 2000.
Say no protest.
No more protest.
Right. So you see, these are pro-government protesters coming out to say, no, I have to say it now, but they were out there on the streets holding no to protest. It's only in Nigeria that you will even see protesters protesting against protest. I mean, they said no to protest, but they are out there screaming, being power, Dr. But even in Benin, we did see a video.
Protesters agree that there is hunger in the land.
Absolutely.
Even those who oppose the protest, they are of the view that the Tinubu government has to address their grievances. One guy said he collected 5,000 naira. He didn't 2,000 naira, expecting to get his balance of 3,000 naira. But Kingdom Okere told us that some of them joined the actual protest. But what I see here is that, look, government simply must keep to its promise. But there have been comical sides of the protest. Look at this morning, something, I think it was one of these internet sites, showed one guy dressed as a traditional ruler, traditional priest, and said, look, he's a dibia, but that because of hunger in the land, people are no longer bringing goats. They are no longer bringing eggs. They are no longer bringing sacrificial things. And I said, I thought this traditional priest said they are giving those things to the gods. So it's a matter of hunger for them also. One woman carried placard. He said, because of government, I never get husband. I mean, 37 years.
Look at this.
One man stripped himself naked. Another side of it that we have seen is that in Jos, where the protest was peaceful, Christians went to the praying ground for Muslims, and they were protecting the Muslims to pray. One of those ironies of this protest. But the residual point is that the people's voice have been heard. And people should stay away from misinformation. You showed them Mr. Peter Obi in the video interview that he granted. He has actually written an article. It's titled Addressing Misinformation and Promoting Unity in Nigeria by Peter Obi. I read it this morning. And he was talking about two videos. A video of what he said at an event in honor of Professor Nnonyelu. He said that video was doctored. And then the second video, the one that says he's leading a protest in Abuja. And you find the danger of misinformation, as I pointed out when Adefemi Akisanya was with us. In Britain this morning, there are riots in about 19 cities just because somebody misinformed the people. So there is danger in it, and people must know that misinforming people through digital route is an offense under the Cybercrime Act.
Mr. Chris, Happy New Year. You don't take small. I haven't see you in a minute. Now, you said, before I come back to this video, you said that the present circumstance in Nigeria are fraught with danger and uncertainty, posing significant risks and challenge to the community. And you went further to say, I hope the president will be able to address the nation and instill a sense of calmness. And Mr. Chris, that is my problem that I have right now. The idea, the calling for Mr. President to address the nation. Like, oh my God. So is this what this is about? Is this all this brouhaha? Is this what it's about? The president should address the nation for what? What's that even mean? What is he going to change? Like, oh my God. I don't know, man. That's hard to take in. It's hard to take in. The president should address the nation for what? What as it like? What does that even mean? What is he going to do? Who cares? So is that what it's about? All this buraha, all this mega planning by every sector. I mean, if you look at the studios, look at these people's studios, from Arise to Channels, is well designed, as if they are ahead or they are in for something that we don't know. It reminds me exactly of during the electoral campaign, the way they designed their studio to reflect the campaign. That's exactly what is happening. They designed their studio
to
reflect what is like. What does that make it? It's not a coincidence. Now they are calling for Mr. President to come out for like. Is this what it's about? BT.
There's a difference between reporting and actively promoting something. So they are actively promoting the protest. Yes. They're not really reporting. Yeah. This is not even reporting. They've changed the studio format. Like, yeah, we are all into this. Inciting, even the reporting on the field, they are almost trying to instigate people to say something.
So all of them are on the same script. Sorry, but BT.
No. I'm with you. We just need you to educate the so-called protesters, because if you notice, like I've said, it's now evolved from end bad government to Tinubu must go. That's the new thing that they are pushing now. And you know what that means. The guy will want to, it will be desperate. If you want to push a government out, of course, it is going to revolt and go, then you're going to have loss of life. Then we'll be, so what's the point of the protest?
That's the point. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, how does that even make right from day one? I know this is all orchestrated and hijacked by those who want power. But I mean, it's sad. And Mr. Chris, you are saying that he hoped that this reflects a tradition deeply ingrained in our society, and that's exactly where we are. We are today as a society. That's exactly where we are.
Do you know?
At this point, Bola Tinubu, the president, is not an engineer. He's not a doctor. It's nothing. Why are we letting the obvious problem in our society go, which is our friends, our brothers, and our uncles, our neighbors, who are actively serving, not just in this government, the past government, the previous one, all the government, they live with us. Those are our problem. You think concern Tinubu? So maybe he come out now, address the nation, and that's it. We'll go back. And the agents who are destroying the society, they will continue doing their thing. After all, the president has addressed us. Is that what we are? Is that what is it? Is this what it's about? Sorry, but BT.
No, do you know what I was even hoping for? That the people would then demand that let's have town hall meetings across Nigeria, everywhere. Let your rep member, senator, chairman sit down with the people and have a conversation. That is more productive. Let's sit down with our people. Let's talk with our own local government council chairman, our state governor, to discuss what's going on. But now you want to blame Tinubu for everything. It doesn't make any sense.
It baffles me, man. I see my problem is these guys who want to be in power by all means. Konkoso, Peter Obi, Showore, those people, those like minds. Those are our problem. The ordinary Nigerian, if you just let EOR be, they have their own way of expressing their genuine concern, and the people in power will get it. But at this point where these power mongers hijack the old process, these genuine grievances of the streets, they hijack it, monetizing and trying to, as if they are the. I mean, it's sad. It's sad. Just look at the medias. Just look at them. They dress up, come night, just saying the same thing every day. As you rightly put it, they are not reporting any issue. They are promoting it actively.
But if you had to, can you talk to advise them, because now they're reporting lots of lives in the north. People are being killed.
That's what my topic is all about. Information warfare, the danger. That's what we are saying. Literally, you can't even, at this point, you can't even differentiate what is real and what is not. Not just even from the government perspective, even from the people, the ordinary people. They don't dilute everything. Everything is just, it's either now, Igbo people, the Yoruba people are this. The same whole chant. We are back.
So where are the leaders of the movement? What do they want from the government?
Leaders of the movement are exploiting it for their own benefit. As I said, this is political realignment ahead of 2027. It's unfortunate. It's a popularity game, right? This is what it's about. It's just not reflect back to 2020, leading to 2023, and today it's the same thing. The same extreme view. Everybody is extreme, especially those on the internet and in the media. When I talk about the media now, the kind of people they bring to the media to come and discuss issues are just pure garbage. So that's where the problem is. Everywhere is saturated by these people.
And I
So
get people
are you
them.
are you surprised that Showore is now more effective with this campaign from New Jersey than being on ground? Like, because now is now the one pushing this thing online. He's part of the people that are pushing it.
No,
But
no, no. Showore is trying to get his followership back. I'm here to be. I'll take
he
anything.
never. You know what? On One Man Show, there's one of these major supporters of Obi. You know him, Uptown, very big online. It's one of these big movements. This guy was telling us that he's now even considering supporting Showore. I was surprised, like, wow. So, like you rightly said, some of them are considering Showore as their alternative from Obi now. They want to go that route. I'm seeing that now. I'm seeing that shift from the Obi narrative into the let's go radical revolution, and they're coming up with that. So yeah, you're right.
Showore is not on ground, but his foot soldiers are beginning to spring up. The Adeyanju is one of the prominent Take It Back organizers. So, and if you see when they are introducing him on national television, right, they will say this is part of the Take It Back movement. And guess what? Even in the course of that interview, they would tell him, you and your friends, right? Okay, what is next for you and your friends? What is to expect for you and your friends? It is no longer the Nigerian people. It's now you and your friends. You understand? So you see how they change the narrative right in our face. Then they talk bluntly. They talk I'm a part of Take It Back movement. So that Showore and work. So it's they are trying to get his followership back. That is his own in on this game as far as I'm concerned. You understand? Whoever that's going to help is yet to be known. Either is he going to help Bola Tinubu or is going to help the opposition. I don't know. But as far as I'm concerned, I don't see Bola Tinubu leaving power in 2031. Unless the nature calls. Unless nature call him. I don't see him getting out of that place. With what is happening right now, it's becoming obvious where everybody stands. What the narrative is about. It's taking shape already.
Okay.
Just like
I agree that there are people that are pushing that narrative for the next elections. But what do you say to the gullible ones that don't know any better, that are being used? They are the ones I'm worried for. I'm worried about them. They don't know any better.
Yes.
They are there still fighting for Nigeria, allegedly. I'm there, I'm hungry, blah, blah, blah. It's good, protest. But you're being used for a bigger play here. And they don't see it.
It's not their fault. They are being used by both sides. Both those who are in power and those who wants to be in power. Even that's what Prince Adewale said it clearly, that these two people, this class of people are fighting over who gets the attention of the majority. Some are using money and influence, those who are already in power, and they are doing the same thing. Now, they should be the one, they should be our focus, right? We can say one or two things, it should be our focus. What do I mean? Because my accusation of the likes of Konkoso, Obi, and Showore is that they are lazy. You want power, there's nothing wrong with that. That's what we live for. That's human being. That's nature. That normal be that one. There's nothing wrong with that. But please work for it. Stop taking advantage of the people you have put in abject poverty and misery. Go there, do the work. Conscientize these people. That's what is lacking. If you put in the work, trust me. That's why I did respect Nnamdi Kanu, even though I disagree with. He put in the work in his own way, and you can see he has genuine followership that believe in whatever he believes in. What is so hard for these same people to do the same thing? Go into the community, conscientize these people. No, they will not do that. But instead, they capitalize in taking advantage of this ignorance because there are many in numbers, and they need that to get to the next level. So, our focus, how do we identify a leader who don't understand English? What I mean, don't understand English, don't understand the ways of these Western people who keep using them, who keep dying over. We need somebody who can actually set us free. Now, you cannot, I'm not saying, cut the Western world, it's not possible, right? But I think it's that time we negotiate our existence. And these people will not do it. These people who are coming to power, those people who are already in our faces cannot do it. Now, the same thing, they are on the same trajectory with these people who are in power now. So how do we identify a person, a group of people, an entity, organization
that actually understand that there's a need for us to actually face our destiny. If we perish with it, let's perish with it, because at this point, people are remoting us.
There's a need for us to actually face our destiny.
Sorry, I'll bring you. You understand? They are remoting us. We are gradually getting to a point where by 100% we cannot feed ourselves. And my brother, that is dangerous. Because whoever feeds you will control you 100%. Tell you what to wear, what to do, however you want to live, he does. And that's where we are getting to. When they say yam na 6,000 or 7,000. Guess what? It will come to a time whereby you no go even know say yam was once part of our diet. People see they eat them, but you cannot afford it until you finish one rich man. Now you go see yam on top of their food. You go say, oh, yam see there. It's coming to that point. So, and to Babati, and that is where we should be heading. How do we save the ignorance of these people? How do we open their eye to even see what is ahead, so that they can actually make a profound decision? Because at this point, nobody can make a profound decision, because these people are always in our face. They are always in our diet. They are always in everything. And guess what? They have the media machine to actually back their propaganda up at every level.
Right. Yeah. So the media push, like you said, it should be more challenging to counter that narrative. Negativity sells. That's just reality. It sells because it fits. So I get you on that. But we have to save as many people, because human lives are involved here. Okay. When you expose people to ignorance, the price you pay is just we don't want to see people on the street being shot and being stabbed. And if you want to wait till 4 years and campaign, we can have that discussion about how to campaign better, how to turn people out. Like for instance, now you had your previous collection of about 80 million people, and only 1/4 showed up. We can have that conversation of how do you improve on those numbers, because that's where that debate should be. But some people against the government because you did not win an election. Why would you do that? For what? So we should like a platform like, I know you can try as much as you can. You're a voice out of many, but do your best to educate people, and that's all we can do. Unfortunately, that's all we don't have the media machine like they do. We don't have the number, but all you can do is what you're doing right now. All you can do is what you're doing right now, and it's just unfortunate that we've now turned people into shields for this point. Because I was thinking, I'm like, people have got to come out and protest, but well, I think the be obedient space. Oh yeah, you can come out and it's for the good of betterment of Nigeria, defend your. And next thing you see is Tinubu must go. We think Tinubu must go, but with the original campaign mantra. What happened? What's happened? Like
playing with us again, playing with our.
Yeah, like what happened? What happened there? So just keep doing what you're doing with it. That's what we can do.
Ovie, good evening to you. And
tell me you are protesting. If not, we will begin fighting.
Bro, you know that the last time you and I we were on the platform and we had this conversation, you know that I didn't support the protest. Do you remember that?
So that means you are protesting for Tinubu. That's how it is now.
I know support. Say I know support. Wait, say I know support protest. No me say now because I did support Tinubu. No, that is not the case.
So Bill, I don't from yesterday now. I don't be Badioite.
No, but that's the thing. Once you oppose the protest,
see,
then that they assume that okay, you must be for Tinubu. No, I can be against the protest and not be a pro Tinubu government.
It's not that I'm because I support Tinubu. No,
I got you.
The reason, you remember the last time I think it was. I don't think it's been up to a week. I was on the platform last year. And we're just talking about people who are saying, oh, whether to protest or not to protest. And my interrogation was, what exactly are we protesting against? Like, what is the aim? What is the target? And I can tell you from here, it's already a failed protest. The protest already failed before it began.
Osita, can you give us like 5 bullet points for, if you know from these guys, what can you tell us 5 things that they are protesting for, canvassing for? Do you know?
The problem is that they are protesting for everything, and everything is nothing.
They want oil to be 50.
Everything is nothing. It shows that there is no. People have not really understood our problems in Nigeria. People are only reactionary. We've not become deliberate. We've not become intentional. We've not become, we've not understood the need for planning. We've not understood the need. See, we react unnecessarily in Nigeria. We are more prone to reaction than planning, than strategizing. It is one of our biggest flaws as Africans. And you can find it in every other part of our life. You can find it in everything concerning us. That is why our educational system, it doesn't plan for the future. Our roads never plan for the future. Our government system never planning for the future. Oh, it's just as the problem arises, let's tackle it now. No, it doesn't work like that way.
So there's no comprehensive blueprint.
See, my brother, let me tell you. There is only one thing people are going to gain from this protesting. Yeah, okay. And this is the euphoria of being on the street.
Can I agree to disagree with you on that they don't plan for the future?
Of course, you're free to. It's your opinion. I'm just telling you what my opinion is.
No. I am not saying you are wrong. Right? I agree with you. But where I want you to consider is that this group of people, trust me, everyone, let's even narrow it down to those who only serve in public, or those who voted for, quote unquote, from 1999 to date. 99% of them, their future is already blessed and solid. Not in the confines of the Nigeria anyway, but outside.
Okay.
Yeah,
from that perspective.
They are not planning for the future. Yes, you are saying it right, but at the same time, you are not helping the ordinary Nigerian.
Okay. Let me give you a point to disagree with you again, to prove to you that they don't really plan for the future. Listen, yeah, and it is the same reason, and it is the same stupid African mentality. Can you see here? Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
And it's still the same African mentality. Our leaders, if they really plan for the future, how is it that they've never really considered, or made up their mind that even when they die, they will die overseas? Why is it that they choose to still come back and get buried in Nigeria, but their sick bed, their hospital bed is overseas?
Just hold on. Again, I am not saying you are wrong. Just hold on. Just let me finish where I'm going with it. All right. I am standing on what Babati suggested, right? We need to start actually educating the ordinary Nigerian, the ordinary people who are protesting. You understand? The real people who don't know better, right? Now, how do we help them? It's also in line. It's also in line. Hold on.
Let's actually focus, because I think all of us know the problem. The last time I was also here, I said to you,
can you be patient for a minute? Just hold on. We are educating the people here. Also, I am not disagreeing with you. I'm trying to point out the danger, of the fact that you just stated, right? And how can we help in the spirit of Babati? When you say they are not planning for the future, you understand? You're also in line to say they don't know what they are doing. No.
I don't mean to say, please, for the fear of being misconstrued or misunderstood. I don't flat out mean that they don't know what they are doing. See, these people, they know that something is wrong. They know that something can be better, but they don't know how to go about it. Majority of us do not know how to go about it.
Oh, Sita, calm down.
And also the danger of that is that When we are supposed to exercise energy, we are not found to exercise the energy. Then where the energy is not needed, that is where we go and dissipate it.
And I'm telling you, hold on, because in a narrative like yours, now they misdirect the energy. Calm down. You just keep going on and saying the same thing. What do you mean they don't know what they are doing? They are not doing it for you. Doesn't mean they don't know what they are doing. They are doing something. It's not just for you. So the earlier we make the ordinary Nigerian man understand, then he or she will know how to direct his or her anger. Which means they don't know what they are planning for their future. Yes, they can die anywhere. That doesn't matter who that don't die. But what happened? Their generation, where are they? Their generation died too. If they don't die, they still continue to live off of what the future that you say they are not planning.
Okay, I think it's for the purpose of this conversation, let us focus on the people that I had in mind when I said this thing. And I wasn't actually, my major goal was not to speak about to the politicians. It was not about the politicians. Keep the politicians aside. I'm talking about the common ordinary Nigerian people like you and myself.
And I am telling you why they are acting the way they are acting. They are acting the way they are acting because they only hear the same narrative you are saying. Our leaders don't know anything. Our leaders know the plan. Our leaders know. No, that's wrong.
No. Ovia, you are the one who is misunderstanding me here. You to slow down.
What you are saying is, I am saying I agree with you. I am just saying it's that time we change the narrative. I agree. I'm not saying what you are saying is wrong.
See, listen, please look at what I said here. You asked about the protest. I reminded you that I didn't support this protest. I didn't buy into it. I wasn't enthusiastic about it, and the reason being that I couldn't see anything coming out of it. Do you get? Which now made me talk about strategy. Now, when you look at the things they are asking for, people are asking of many things at the same time. I would rather we have achieved one thing at a time and know that it is done than carry many things at a time. But other people have the right to agree differently.
Hold on. Let's filter that, right? The people know what they want. You understand? The hijackers of what the people want are the ones that diluted it to we want 10 things, 20 things. An ordinary Nigerian man knows that. Now the same thing from Obasanjo to Tinubu, now the same thing. So it is not going
I disagree.
to work.
I also disagree with what you said. Do you know why? If you go back to the show race list, I'm sure you should have show race list.
That's the problem. Showore is not part of the ordinary people. What Showore wants is different from what the ordinary people want. That's what I'm trying to tell you. What the ordinary people want is different from what the hijackers. People hijack the process. These are the likes of Showore.
So Showore is part of the people who are hijacking the process.
Yes. What are you talking about? Showore can relate to me and you? No, Showore is part of the elite. That's the problem we are having. We need to actually filter our problem. We they jump back them at the same time. That's why I say these people know what they are doing. Let's not say they don't know what they are doing. Or they are planning for the future. They are planning for the future.
So since when has Showore become part of the elite for you?
Why you no run for president? Are you too young?
I'm not too young.
So why you no run?
My brother, at the moment.
If Showore speak today, 10,000 people they listen to them. That's an elite status. Not be everybody fit do one. Now elite status to be that. The amount of people that you can actually persuade, that what makes you an elite. Showore fall into that category. I know the John Showore and ordinary farmer for my village and your village. They know feel relate. Their problem they different. Showore wants to become president. The ordinary man for your village wants to chop about the next money. That's different. Now that's what I'm saying. The message that we are putting out, we are helping the elites to achieve their goal. Has nothing to do with the ordinary people. Just go listen to even all the TVs. They are not speaking the ordinary man language. They're not speaking the ordinary man language. They're speaking me and you language. Me and you. We don't pass that letter. They talk to us. We
Okay. So since you also class Showore as part of the elite. He's an elite, but at least not within the ruling elite.
And
That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to rule. Is he not looking?
At least he has not become part of ruling
I'm not
elites.
saying there's nothing wrong with looking
Because
for power.
there are different categories of elites, obviously.
Oh, hold on. Osita, me and you are not looking for power. We never reach. We are looking for the next meal. Showore is looking for power. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just trying to tell you our level is different. He is looking for power. He don't chop belly food. Me and you won't eat. There's nothing joint. We have nothing in common. He just want to use me and get power. There's nothing wrong with that. So how do we use him to feed ourselves? That's what we should be talking about. So you want to get power, be fine. But you have to come to our level. This is what we want. Then we will help you get power. That's how the conversation should be. But guess what? They decided to hijack our own foolishness. And in a way, Robban, can they carry us along with their aim. They go, they also run election every 4 years. They will come run election, they go. After election, what did they do? They organize us again for protest. Is that what we need? No. Organize your friends to come do something for our village so that we go feed the feed chop. Then we go help you get power. Showore has the ability to raise 1 million every month. Every month, 1 million naira. Easy. If he raise up, nobody saying go bring him out. If he raise up, make it they raise 1 million every day with his platform to every community and see if he no go become president in 8 years. But he will not do that because that's where the work is. Obi won't do that. Ekonkoso won't do that. So they cannot relate with us, my brother.
Is that really? I must interrogate this thing you just said. Is it about him raising money and continuously doing community service? Because there are lots of elites, not because that they are even good people, and sometimes not even because those ones even want power. There are people who are consistently doing things in the community. I think it goes way beyond that.
More than him. Period.
Huh?
Yeah, if you bring them out and celebrate them, those are the people I want to celebrate. Those are the people I want to shine light on. Not people like him. He's not doing anything special. He's taking advantage of our foolishness. That's what he's doing.
Well,
I'm
since when did you start turning against Showore?
I'm not turning against him. I am turning against his class. It's not just I'm using him as a point of contact to use our religious language. It's his class, not him. Now it's a class thing. It has nothing to do with him. He's just a face. He's in our face for the past 10 years. Want to become president. There's nothing wrong with that. That is his own personal ambition, right? But we should be able to classify what he wants and what every other person wants. That's the only way we can move out together. So if you know what we want, we can separate what we want and what he wants. We will work together. But we should not be absorbed with what he wants and forget about what we want.
So you're talking about a level playing field for everyone.
There's not level playing field is what you demand, what you want. There's nothing like literally like that. Now what you want, now you go get, or you get small. So he wants something, right? There's nothing wrong with that. Then what do we want? We are saying the system that he wants, we don't want everything. Make them go. But guess what? We no go fit achieve our aim without them.
People like him.
Them no go fit achieve their aim without them working.
Without people like us.
I don't want it to be one way the way it is now. The way it is now one way. That's it now. Them without them, there's no hope. I'll go with this.
So that brings me back to some of the things I said many months ago. You know, many months ago. There's 7 things that I said many months ago. Look, Ovie, not even many months ago, recently that we spoke, and people were talking about, okay, what should we be doing? Should we be building a movement, or should you be building a political party? It still brings us back to this, because at the end of the day, my brother, 2 things are possible. Is either you win these people through the barrel of the guns or through the ballots. We know that the ballot has become very, very difficult. And I was never talking about 2027. Because anyone who talks about 2027 to me, I say to them, look, you must be in this thing for a long time. I'm talking about 10 years from now. See, my pain is not the fact that Atiku, Obi, Tinubu, people in their class, this 1999 class of governors and rulers, are still very key players in our politics today. My biggest fear is the fact that Sheyi Tinubu in the next 10 years will become our Senate president. It is understandable, it is endurable that they outplayed the people in the era of my parents. But in Igbo adage, they say, nwata na-elu logo, juba ife melenia ga-eme. There's also another adage that if you're also not careful about what killed your father will kill you. My fear is that same thing that killed our own fathers, our own parents, that same thing that inhibited them, that same thing that put them in a life of misery, we've inherited it. And now we're about to, if care is not taken, pass it to our own children. Because loads of us who come on this platform, we are parents. It's the fear that this same system that's been entrenched, we might not be able to break out of it. That we become, though our parents were slaves to these elites, to their parents, their offspring, their children, their generation are about to subdue and subject us into the same thing.
So, Osita, do you see, because the usual playbook is, if you notice, they are rolling out the same playbook again. You bring the pastors, the kings, the elders out to kind of dampen the situation. Do you feel like the resistance from the youth is enough to kind of break that chain? Like you said, our parents, our grandparents, they've always been vulnerable to that kind of leadership where they will subdue any form of protest or opposition to the power structure. That's been the norm for decades, right? But do you see this new wave of revolution, or so-called revolution, being strong enough to withstand that power structure? I mean, the typical BS move of pastors and imams and kings coming out.
No.
Okay.
No. Do you know why? Do you know why?
No, I'm actually, I don't know. Do you know? I don't know why.
The reason is that, like we've clearly pointed out, a lot of people have not understood that it is a battle between the oppressors and the oppressed. The people who are enjoying this current system, they will never give in. I can tell you, I'm from Enugu State, and there is a political dynasty in Enugu State. And until you've managed to enter into that circle, nothing for you. And the ones who are in that circle, they don't bring other people in. They keep it closed. That's why the son of a governor will marry the son of a senator in Enugu State. Is a coven of power sharing, power rotation. Now, until the people find their own voice, and this is not just a thing of we're one Superman, no, because the problem is that it's usually from one Superman that we begin to start getting these dictators. From one Superman, we elite someone into a super elite status that before we even know it, we won't even be able to recognize it again. That is the same way people raised Nyesom Wike to where he is at the moment, that he feels invincible. He feels that he's on a God level. So we need many ordinary people that are sound at the same time, making impact simultaneously. We need ordinary people to be the flag bearers, to be the direction. We need everyone to understand what is at stake. We need people to be more self-driven.
That let me push back a little bit on that self-driven aspect.
Absolutely.
This is what I liken it to. it's like going into a slave camp, right? Trying to rescue the slave. You know, if you say, okay, let's go, some of them will not move because they've been brainwashed for a period of time. So I see this as more of a rescue mission. So you cannot really blame the average Nigerian for not fully understanding what you're trying to. Some of them, you have to forcefully move some of them. Sorry, most of them have to be forcefully moved in that direction. Now, I don't know how. I can't really go into details for that for now. So I'm saying that the way you look at them they might not be all self-driven enough for this so-called revolution. You need to move some members. That's some kind of forceful movement of people in that direction.
Absolutely. Now, absolutely. Now, which is where, see, all fingers are never equal. Do you understand me? You know, there was a good gentleman, a good friend of mine. He's very popular on social media. I asked him, he's from Edo State. I said to him, and this is what I've always said to a lot of people. Does it mean that if P2B exists the same, that the movement that sprang up to support him will die? I said it on even countless occasions, and Ovie can always argue that it is still the same elite on the ballot on the ballot or elite that we're talking about. I said there are times, anytime, any day, most times I would have preferred a Dati Baba Ahmed on a ballot and not Obi. But again, he doesn't have that followership. A good number of times I said there are moments I will easily swap Showore for an Obi because there are times when I need force. Ovie made mention of Kanu. The thing is, how many times do we have a person like Kanu in the world? In Africa, in Nigeria? Kanu is on the level of your Mandela in terms of his thought process. If not even more shrewd. If not even more, ruthless. And sometimes as well. Because what people tell us, and this is where it becomes difficult to draw the line about what do the people really want? How much do we want it? Because there is also a language that is so favorable. There's this phrase that is so favorable to the status quo that they blackmail the ordinary people with. And they tell you it must be within the ambits of the law. But then again, if someone who has some, knowledge of jurisprudence also knows that they tell you that the Supreme Court is not final because it is infallible, but it is infallible because it is final. I don't know whether you understand the last statement I made, because I'm talking about the law now. Because most times, the law, as we find it, does not always bring justice for the ordinary people. Because the same people who made the law, as nice and as fair as they want you to believe, make you believe that it is, the law is tilted towards the favor of the status quo. So revolution does not occur within the ambits of the law. Because the law is an establishment of the status quo. The law does not never considered or was always blinded to the fact that the people who are at the upper echelon of the society will always utilize the instruments of the law to their advantage. I don't know whether I'm saying too much, but I just hope that and what I'm trying to open up is for us to actually understand what our limits are, what we can achieve within the boundaries of the law itself. Because no law as established, does not give allowance for revolution, for the sort of revolution at least that could liberate Nigeria. All the time that people disagreed with the law in Nigeria, it led to something severe. It led to something severe. Each time someone tried to disagree with the status quo, they either paid with their life or something commensurate with that.
Are you saying that the heart? Are you saying that just you have to then take the extreme measures for true liberation if that's the only route that is?
Now that is the question. That is for you now, for your thought process to be provoked. I don't want to be the one who is concluding, or saying to you that this has to be the way. But I'm telling you that the way things are, just take for instance the same law yesterday or 2 days ago in the Federal Capital Territory. The Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, he obtained an ex parte order that tweaked that law. An ex parte order that went contrary to the Constitution of Nigeria about freedom of association and movement. There was no need obtaining an ex parte order where there was no evidence to prove that there was an inherent threat.
You're saying that the current posture of Nigeria, it is impossible to change the system inside out. You have to come from the other way. You can't do inside revolution. You must come outside and just destroy the whole system entirely. That's the only way. Just to get it right. No, just say it out. Be very firm and very clear. Don't dance around it. I think that the system has to come down entirely for that reason.
My brother, let me tell you this. Sometimes it looks easier for the system to come down. It seems more attainable for the system to come down. When I saw the thing about the ex parte order yesterday, that's when I knew. I mean, do you know all the instrumentalities of state that were deployed to deter people from this protest? That you will obtain an ex parte order to limit movement. My goodness. When nothing violent has happened. Let's take, for instance, it was today, that maybe yesterday, that something violent had happened. There was evidence of some violence. I could have easily understood it.
So you're saying that it is nearly impossible.
My brother, it is looking nearly impossible. No, because look at the operators. Look at the operators. Of the law.
Stay with me now, because even those campaigning for reform and change in Nigeria, they always make arguments for changing the system from within. So they will discuss elections and reforms, getting engaged, involved in politics, advocacy.
That is, brother, and I am all for that
movement. Yeah.
I am all for that. That would be my first. That's my area of preference.
Right.
That's what I would prefer. But now it is very clear to me that they will always find advantage in the instrumentalities of the law, which is absolutely and undoubtedly within their disposal to ensure that we arrive at their predetermined expectations, at their predetermined position. And I see a lot of people have criticized Kenneth Okonkwo. I watched his interview, his podcast on this gentleman. What is his name?
Arise TV or no?
No, it's not Arise TV. The other channel, channels. My Chill's podcast. And he hit the nail on the head. He was absolutely right. And he gave another clear example of what happened in Senegal, the last election that we are all celebrating. The people knew what they wanted. One, the people continue speaking with one voice. Two, the people were ready to bring everything down. Until all of us are ready to bring everything down, until all of us are ready to give in everything, we will go nowhere.
But that is a different. It's not what happened in Senegal is different from what's going on in Nigeria, because the president wanted to extend the how long you can run for president instead of 2 terms. He wanted to extend it to 3 terms.
And what is the difference? What is the difference there?
No, that was the reason. What's going on?
No, it's a question of occupying position that you're not supposed to occupy.
See.
It's a question of power occupancy.
Let me tell you why this problem of Nigeria keep occurring. Because there is this idea that it is one person that will come as a saint is going to fix the country, and that is the problem.
No, but not all of us believe so.
No. See, that is the number one problem Nigeria is facing, because there's this belief by everyone that we just need one person to come in, it will fix all the problem.
Well, I have never.
It is easy to speak from hold on. It is easy to speak from outside. For example, there was a guy, a tech guy, very critical of government. Then he's currently a minister. It is as useless as the former ministers. So what happened?
Sorry, guys. First, can you name can you give us the name of the guy you're talking about?
Is it Bosun or something?
Tijani Bosun of communications. Go ahead. Sorry. Yeah.
He was very critical of government. Like these days, he has all this brilliant idea when he was not in the system. But look at him now. What has he been able to do? Nothing. Everyone has the answer. People don't see what makes me mad is that people don't include the Nigeria peculiarity. You are dealing with difficult people right here. You are not dealing with people who have the same mind like you. You have to navigate this thing. You are dealing with different interests.
Nigeria first. I think you will not listen to that. I think what he's telling that even if you have that kind of mindset and you are well intentioned, when you get into the system is so corrupt, it's so terrible that it either choose you out or forces you to comply to what is been there as the structure. Okay. And he's saying that the only way out is to come from outside. That it's nearly impossible to fix the system within itself.
Okay, let's say
you get the point now. So even if you're the best person and you have good intentions, once you get into that system will change you.
Okay,
it will bend to its will.
Let's agree. Let's say we dissolve the system. Who are the people you are going to re-employ to run the system?
You tell us.
Are they not still the current people on power? Are there going to be different fresh people from outside that we don't know of?
So how do we ensure that if the system ever crumbles, we don't, like, if you remember, please. If you remember in 98, 99, those that fought the military, those that went against military, they made that mistake. They were not involved in politics that much. So those that were even friends with the military or were the sidelines were those that benefited in terms of appointments. People that actually fought for that never really benefited. So maybe not one of them, but they made that mistake. So I'm asking you, if we fight the system where we crumble it, how can we ensure that those that fought for that revolution or to crumble the system are those that actually run for office or occupy that space, that we don't make that same mistake again?
Thank you.
I'm asking that question.
Me?
I'm asking you.
No, I don't have any answer to that because those.
Why not?
Because hold on, the people you are talking about, when you look at most of them, a lot of them live in the diaspora. They have allowed comforts to take control of them. They won't want to join this. Look at those that have been okay, let's go and protest. Where are they? Are they in Nigeria to join the protest? The answer is no. They are not on ground. They don't involve in anything. They are not part of the political class. They have not even come to the country to set up a political party and grow from there. It is all talk, no action. You understand me? What we need is action. And also, we need to be sincere. Our country, we need to know this. Our country is poor. Yes, we have resources. I get that. But in Nigeria, it's not a rich country. There's this thing that everyone believes, oh, the country is rich. It is not. The budget, with the budget, you actually know that Nigeria is poor. Even South Africa, a country of 60 million, their budget for this year is $100-something billion. Nigeria, almighty giant of Africa, it's about 25 or 20 billion. You understand me? So we need to focus on the economy. And if we want to really see real change, the private sector need to come in. Because I don't believe currently the private sector are not playing their role. Because if you look at America, for example, private sector run that country. They control the politicians.
Nigeria first, you are losing me here. When you say they need to come in, where is the incentive to come in?
They have money. I'm not talking about the
no. Okay, no. Hold on, please. You are a private investment firm. You have 100 billion to invest. Why would you come to Nigeria with no power, with no security roads?
No.
You cannot just show up now.
I'm not talking about the ones in diaspora. I'm talking about the private sector in Nigeria who have deep pocket, because they can
where did the money come from? They are stolen funds. Who did the guys bag? From where?
No. This guy run business. These guys run business. Let's be honest. You make money.
Who?
Okay, you have for example, you have Femi Otedola. You have
how do you think he made his money? Business practices.
Okay, hold on. You have Tony Olumelu. You have the rest. You have the one that
they are all crooks, my brother. How do you think they made their money? It wasn't fair business practice. Now they were friends with government officials. That's how they made their money. It wasn't fair business practice.
Every country businessmen, they actually benefit from their country. Also, even if you look at America, a lot of private sector got contracts for the United States government. That's not new.
Oh dear.
That's not new at all. The private sector have the power to actually change things. Okay, for instance, Elon Musk just paid, I think he pledged $45 million from now till November to support Donald Trump every month. Because he wants Donald Trump to become president.
So, okay, if I get you right, maybe you're saying that we should have targeted investments. Like you can say, okay, for example, power sector in Nigeria. For anyone that has stolen money, looted funds that we know, bring the money back, invest in that sector, we will not prosecute you. Everybody
wins. That's another good one.
That one is, I can do that. But this current crop of business practitioners in Nigeria, they are not willing to play ball, and the government is not bold enough to make the move. Like, listen, Dangote, I know what you've done in the past. I can send you to prison, but guess what? That refinery, let's play ball. You get A, B, C, D. You give me this. Everybody wins. But where is the political will? Where is the political will for that?
And not just that. When you also look at it, one thing I also sense is that there's too much waiting. It's like everyone is waiting. For example, no one. Okay, when Dangote mentioned about the steel, are there no other wealthy people to invest in that particular sector?
No, the guy even dropped a name. If you notice in that interview, he dropped a hint. He said there are people in Nigeria that have their monies in Dubai that have more money than me.
Yes, that's what he said.
He said it. So then
No, I agree. What he said is that they don't invest, but when you go ahead and invest in a particular sector and you start making profit and successful, they will start complaining, and that's true.
So, what is the role of your government? That's the question. If you have all these billionaires and millionaires, how do you, it's your job to provide incentives for them to bring the money in, right?
I agree on that. The one you just said last, I fully support that. I think there should be a way to attract some of this stolen money back.
Bring the money, look
Yes.
your way. Forget
Yes.
people going to prison. Forget that one. Just bring the money back home.
Just bring the money,
Put it
invest
there
the
too.
money, keep the money
Yeah.
here, and guess what? That will reduce this capital flight that normally happen in Nigeria. Because when you look, okay, for example, someone actually did an analysis. He said every month, whenever during the period they share the fact, there's always the fluctuation of what they call it, the naira. That means whenever these governors just receive that fact money, they just immediately convert and sometimes just do what they want to do with it. You understand me? That always creates volatility. This thing in the
Yeah.
market.
And you think the federal government is not aware of that?
They are aware, but governors are covered by immunity. So the president cannot do anything. Me and you know that, except doesn't want to win the election or something.
Then close the loopholes that make that possible is what I'm saying. Then close the loophole.
That's where the
it.
bank. I agree. That's where the bank's supposed to do their job. But
Do you know what? That because people in federal government are also doing the same thing.
I agree.
There you go.
I agree. Even not just okay. Let's see. The reason why Nigeria corruption is worst is that it is too spread across. Both the civil servant, those ones are the worst. They don't have value to the system. Nothing. Look, some of the listen to this so-called civil servant. Listen to them speak. Listen to these people. There's no hope for the system to work when you have people like this running the system, implementing policy. People who cannot even put two sentences together. See.
So Nigeria first. Let's start from the. How did they get those jobs in the first place? How did they recruit them into civil service? You know, I joke on the other platform. I said,
hold on, it is my friend, and
no. It's even no. Beyond that, let's even go there. How is the son of the king, former governor's daughter, former senator's daughter? So how can you get rid of the king's son or daughter?
But at least,
you see the problem there.
Let me be honest. Some of those ones, at least their kids are well educated. They can put sentences together. The problem is that some of the ones that handle the day-to-day activity in the office, look at the current president of Labour. Will you get any innovation through that kind of person in any system? The current president.
By the way, he's planning to run for governor of Imo State, by the way.
Okay.
So good luck with them in Imo.
Man, something.
So that's the quality you have in civil service. But because left to me, Nigeria first. If you really are being honest, half of the civil service, those people in civil service needs to be fired, and we will still run at half of them have to go. But where is the political will? Where is the political will to do that?
But the thing is that if you decide to even do it, you don't see the way they behave. It's like they have this power that you cannot sack them. You cannot. You are not going to.
Let me shock you. There are more civil servants that work for the state in Osun State than Lagos. There are more civil servants that work for the state government in Osun State than in Lagos.
Just imagine.
And Lagos is supposed to be almost 7-8 times bigger in population than Osun State.
Yep.
So that's why do you think they call that state a civil service state? Because they are the biggest employer of labor. So in the whole state, the biggest employer of labor is the state government. That is a terrible state. I'm sorry.
Very terrible one. That's why that's why the state look like a slum. Yeah. Look at their governor. See, one thing I observe about Nigerians, when you look at Nigerians, Nigerians don't want development, they don't want governance. They just want someone they like in power. And that's problem. That's why I don't support any party. I always see, if you are good, if you're in APC, I support you. If you are good, you're in PDP, I'll say, oh man, this guy is doing well. If you are in Labour, that's how I do my things. I don't take side. I'm independent. You understand me? People should pay more. Okay, look at what's going on in Nigeria. That's why I was shocked. I said, this whole thing will be a political issue that's going to remove fuel subsidy. They're going to unite the currency. So what is the noise? And also, I take my time. I actually check the economic fundamentals. But based on what I read, the economy really is not in problem. Just that it's just the inflation that is high. But when you look at the fundamentals, they are good. They're in a recovery mood. If the state actually work with the president and mitigate some of these things, there will be results. The thing is that
Nigeria first, they cannot and they will not work with the federal government. How do I know? Look at what happened with the Supreme Court order in regards to the local government council. Look at the way they were behaving. Like they lost their first child. That's the way they were behaving. Like somebody died in their family. Like seriously, just let go of the power. So they kind of they can't work with you now. They're not there to work with anybody. Look at how Tinubu. Remember when Tinubu went to that state for that farming initiative? Where was it? Niger, right? When they were opening that.
No, Niger.
You remember he was begging them, give me land in the middle belt in Kwara, Kogi, give us land, blah blah blah. Have you heard anything up to now? That was 6 months ago or 5 months ago. Have you heard anything? So how can he work with those kind of people? That was the reason why he bypassed them now. Like forget these people that.
The only governor that is serious actually working with the president is Niger State Governor. Bago. Like he's focusing on agriculture. Yes.
So what happened to the the governor of Ogun State? Is he not? Doesn't he have land? What happened to Ibadan or your state that they just beef for nothing?
If I were the president, you know what I would do? I will invite all the commissioner of agriculture from all the states and actually have a conversation with them and see how the federal government is going to partner with them and grow certain food items in a larger scale, in a commercial state.
So 1 year into your government, you are not doing it now. Since
that's why the federal government they messed up. If I was the president, that's what I would have done. Since I know I'm going to remove what they call it, fuel subsidy, I would have done that. Invite all the 36 state commissioner of agriculture, have a conversation, create like a incentive for them so that they because I saw online that a tuber of yam, I don't know, it's not that expensive in my state. It's about 7,000 naira. I was like, wow, what's going on? That's too much. You understand me? And these things are locally produced in the country. So I don't understand. These are not imported products. I don't understand why all these things are scarce. Yam, gari, beans, onion, tomato. These are things I know that we don't import in Nigeria that is locally produced. So what happened? See what's going on in the country. I don't know how the president. They have to be a way to like set fire on everyone because it's like there's too much laziness. Everyone is waiting. I don't understand. A country like Nigeria shouldn't be importing anything food.
In the short term, because of where we find ourselves, you have to flood the market with food. That one I think makes sense. So I will suggest that I think they are going to do that anyway. So flood the market with cheap food, and in the meantime, then plan for what you're talking about, mechanized farming and that large scale, whatever. But short term measures, gap measures, you need to have that now. But
another thing, I don't know.
The issue is that Nigerians will get too comfortable with that cheap food, and they might not welcome you investing in mechanized farm. You know the way we are. You get too comfortable with the sardines, and then you don't want to. So, but you as a government, you need to have a blueprint. You need to have a plan. That we can all follow the blueprint of what you plan for the country, and we can work with you. But nobody knows what they are planning behind. You see, it's all done in secrecy. Nobody knows the plan. Nobody knows what it's not made open. It's not made available. Nobody knows.
Whoever have the president here is not doing the president right. If I would the president need to speak to the nation. I don't know people who handle his communication or whatever, but they need to allow them to speak to the people. He need to do that. I don't understand whereby when people get to Aso Rock, it is like the door is just closed and the window is closed.
It's a bubble. You don't. It's like they're living in a bubble. It's just the same thing. If I ask you now, Nigeria first, tell me the policy of Tinubu government when it comes to agriculture. You probably don't know what.
Yes, I don't know because
no.
At least, okay, let's say just do a town hall. You know, invite media. You take some few questions. What you guys are doing, at least lay them out. You know, give everyone at least reasonable timetable where we start feeling the impact or whatever. At least that will calm a lot of nerve instead of just hiding. I don't understand this thing. At least Obasanjo was not like this. Even let's be honest, good luck. At least back then, this thing started during what they call it, Buhari, whereby the president will just see the country going on film and just keep quiet. Is that the new rule now that you cannot speak to the people?
That's why I was suggesting earlier that Nigeria first, the better approach by both sides, those protesting and in government, will have been that, okay, across Nigeria, every senator, every House of Rep member should host a town hall meeting across the country. Right? Every Nigerian, maybe governor, not government, maybe government official, like at that level, governor, ministers, everybody should have town hall meetings and have that conversation there, right?
Yeah,
that will help both sides. You won't have people on the streets. They can vent their anger. They can go at their senators and House of Rep members and make the demands there. But when you have people that don't want to talk to the senators, these ones are afraid to talk to them, nobody wins. But that should be the norm. Every month.
Another thing I want to say, if I were the president, I would, the current Minister of Works and Housing, I will send him to Abuja, then send Wiki to handle this thing. Because let's be honest, you can easily see for the past 1 year, you can see all the projects, disabled projects in Abuja that Wiki is doing. But this current guy just moving around, I'm not seeing anything, not commissioning anything. What's going on? Is he not working at all? The current Minister of Works.
Do we even know the name of the guy?
Oh.
No. Okay, Okay. Oh, that guy. Oh, I remember him now. Okay, I know Dave. I know the passport guy. I know communication.
Yes, at least
I know Wiki. Okay, those four. Do you know anybody else?
No, the one I dislike most, it is I think it's the lady, is it the Minister of Women Affairs?
An embarrassment.
Oh, man. That woman, she's a total embarrassment. I saw her recently with this stupid guy from Bayelsa, whatever, Port Harcourt, the former militant boss, Asari Dokubo. He was standing behind the guy. What's that lady doing? She's a disgrace. See, the president just need he need to reshuffle his cabinet. That's just the truth. Some of these people he had on this thing, they are incompetent. He need to let them go. And also Nigerians, we also see we should have done this removal of subsidy. And I need to be honest, I was against him in 2012 and I regret it because I allowed propaganda to sink in my ear, listen to all kinds
Oh,
of
you
BS.
mean when it was 17 era when Good Luck was there? Abi?
Yes. And guess what? There was a lot of money.
And the guy just moved up to $90. So just it was
yes, we have just removed it back then. That's not the truth. We should not remove it. That's why I no longer take side when it comes to politics. No, I don't. Because it's like a court. When you are in that court, you don't listen to any other opinion. Then it's not good. Look at America as we speak. You see what's going on there. Whereby even it's like they send people to the Congress just to fight, not want to make life better for them. What kind of society is that? And guess what? Everything they are doing, we are doing the same thing in Nigeria. It's like we want to copy America to death. Mostly the bad side of
Jeffers, who's copying America? So let me just run through this real quick. Stay with me now.
Right.
So Nigeria we subsidize telecommunications, right? It's heavily subsidized. They subsidize education is subsidized. Agriculture is subsidized. Healthcare is subsidized. Power is subsidized. Even the fuel is subsidized. Everything is subsidized. It's a subsidized society.
Same thing.
It's subsidized.
Yeah.
So when you say remove subsidy, remember. So if you start to remove, look at the way they are reacting with this one. Instead of discuss power, electricity tariff that they want to remove the subsidy there. So can they? So, but that tells me one thing, Nigerians. This is the uncomfortable conversation we need to have. When you reduce prices in the name of subsidies, right? In any society, and you bring the price down. In most society, people become more productive, right? They leverage on that and they become productive. So with all these subsidies, Nigerians are still not that productive. So what does it say about us as a people? With all these cheap stuff around, you are still not that productive. So what does it really say about the average Nigerian?
Okay, let me thank you. You raised this issue. This is why I also have problem with Nigerians that live abroad. You cannot leave Nigeria and live in a capitalist system and be preaching socialist system back home to your people. It doesn't add up. Many Nigerians who live abroad, they actually pay to their they pay a lot for everything they do. You understand me? But they will stay online and complain and want everything to be subsidized back home. It's not going to work. If you actually are serious people, you want your country to develop, you shouldn't be preaching socialism to people that listen to you. You understand me? We should be doing that if we want growth. If you want the country economy to be viable so people can put in their money. Look at our purchasing power. It's total trash. People cannot even subscribe to, subscribe to anything, monthly thing here because they don't have the money to do it. People, if you look at the number of people streaming Netflix in Nigeria, you will shake your head. We are just big for nothing. So Nigerians that live in the diaspora need to understand socialism is not going to grow the economy. Yes, people will complain. Nigerians always complain, even if when things are good. They don't tell you things are good, though. They will always complain. If you notice, Babati, have you noticed that it's a 1990 date? Nigerians have never said that Nigeria is getting better or things are getting better. Have you noticed it?
Yep.
Thank you. So we need to make our system capitalism. Yes, some certain things need to be subsidized. I tell people, okay, some you see Nigerians, they will go abroad be bragging. Yes, because your education you receive in Nigeria was well subsidized. But if you look at America that you compete with there, they actually own thousands of dollars in student loan, but you don't own anything. You have peace of mind to do whatever you want.
I
But they
was
don't.
I was telling somebody the other time on a different platform. I said the head of our medical board in my county is a guy that went to school at the University of Benin that barely paid $1,000 for his whole education. Meanwhile, we are paying $500,000 to do the same thing, and you're telling me he did someone that barely paid $1,000 to go to school. It's not, it's heavily subsidized. But how does that that should be benefiting the society, right? But the government is not leveraging on that cheap education. So imagine you train people with this cheap whatever, and they leave the country for nothing, and that's it. So you are training people to leave the country now.
Yeah, that's what is going on, but they don't know. Make the country viable for people to stay. They will know, okay, if I stay, anything I create, I will be able to make profit out of this thing. You understand me? And okay, you won't have the purchasing power. People will be able to purchase this thing from you. Instead of this, what we are doing, it's not going to, we'll continue to remain stagnant. See, yes, I can't see, I'm not going to lie. I like what the president did. See, if this thing, yes, with time, things will pick up. Along at the end of from now to like 2 or 3 years, then we'll start reaping the reward, and the economy will start growing. At least we should be growing by at least 6% or even close to 10% growth every year, instead of this 2-3% we are doing. What Femi Otedola post recently, I think yesterday, I shake my head about the is it the windfall bank this thing, like they need to pay one shot tax for all the gain, all the profit they made. So he said something, and that's true. He said the Nigeria private sector, like the banks, some of them have like they spend in a year, they spend $50 million servicing their private jet. I think for the past 2 years, they have spent close to like $500 million purchasing new jets. Come on, that money can be invested. See, this is the problem of black people. When black people become successful, little, it is always the material things we embrace. We just immediately not reinvesting that money. We quickly embrace expensive things. While you see some of the most wealthy, see. Have you seen anything like a watch, wristwatch, or gold, or anything in Elon Musk's body? He doesn't wear all this BS. But you know what he does with the money? He uses this money to shape society. Tell me why. Do you know why he's against? He was a Democrat before, but do you know why he's against a Democrat currently? Because one of his son decided to transit to whatever transgender. So that actually pissed him off. So he he want to spend his money now to return to certain things back to the way they were before. You understand me, Babati?
Yeah. For who is that again?
Elon Musk.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I saw the story. I was surprised. Didn't that person off themselves? I'm like,
yeah, the son decided to transit. So that actually just he speak about it recently with what's it called, this guy, Jason Peterson or something. Yeah. James, he had an interview with the guy. So that actually just made him break away from the Democratic Party. And if you observe, he moved most of his company headquarters to Texas. So he now lives in Texas now. So that's what wealthy people in America does with their money. They don't just use it to lavish spending and all this thing. They donate to government hospitals. They donate to research institution and all that. But we don't do that. Well, you see, it's like we just use it to oppress the poor masses. And the way it's going, if the rich don't actually look and say, okay, it is time we give people the skills they need, we empower this youth, this country will be no for us. Because I'm not going to lie, I've been very scared since yesterday. Look at what's going on. You know, some of these youth, they are like a Terminator. When they are loose, you cannot control them. They are not going to listen to you. It is just destroy, destroy, destroy. So, Babate, you can also contribute.
Well, but to the whole protesting, I'll people have the right to protest. Okay, if anybody
Yes,
wants to
no, I
protest,
agree, 100%.
they can express themselves, but because if you remember, the whole point of the protest is not because there's always been hunger in the land, there's always been poverty, increased food items. The what triggered it, they said because of Kenya, right? The Kenyans are protesting, so that was right. If I'm not, that was what it was, oh, they are protesting in Kenya. We should also replicate the same thing in Nigeria.
No, okay, no, let me tell you something. They were protesting, but you see some Nigerians who have bigger platform. They were like for weeks now. Sometimes I will join some of these space. Like they were egging people on. You see, Kenya, are they not your mates? Can't you guys do the same thing? And guess what? Many of some of these people that do this thing, they don't live in Nigeria. You understand me? They don't. Sometimes if something, I believe sometimes if something happens, they don't have anything to lose. So they do this thing. And at the end of the day, when something bad happens, you see, you won't see some of them. And some of them, there are those also who are on ground. They also involve themselves. They use this thing to gain popularity, and before you know, they disappear from the country. Go and look at those that sponsor the what they call NSAS. Many of the so-called leaders, they're no longer in Nigeria. They have seek asylum elsewhere and be living abroad. Many of them
Well,
know.
yeah, like the Nigerian diaspora, they've apart from the money that they send back home, they tend to I'm trying to question the benefit of having a
The thing is
diaspora.
that let me tell you the problem. They rely too much on news from social media. Let me tell you something what I normally do. When something happens, I don't react immediately. I always know. Sometimes this thing might be, I always use my, I'll say, no, this thing might be wrong. Guess what? Yesterday, I made the same mistake. When I saw the news about that boxer, they said she was a transgender. I joined the mob. Then I later discovered no, she's a female. Just that he has a condition that makes testosterone very high. You understand me? So
Nigeria first. Once we having a different conversation about a few weeks ago when the LG got the autonomy from the state government, and if you remember, the conversation was that let's all face our states. That was the conversation about 2-3 weeks ago. Like let's forget Abuja and let's face our state governors. That was the conversation. So how we abandoned that to now discussing Tinubu must go is what I don't understand. Because I felt like we were heading towards the right direction. Like I felt like if we all focus on our local government councils and state governors, that we can actually get the change that we desire that way. That because now if you are Fulani man and you face Tinubu, they will say, Oga, when Buhari was there 3 years ago, did you face him? Were you opposed to him? If you're an Igbo man and you're discussing Tinubu, they will say, because he Obi done with elections. But if you are an Igbo man in Enugu and you face your governor in Enugu, I believe that's more effective but that was where we were heading towards a few weeks ago. I don't know where I will abandon that vehicle and when I jump on the Kenya thing, I don't know what happened. I honestly don't know.
Because let me tell you, you need to understand our people. What they say in front of you is not what they do behind closed door. You understand me? You need to put that into consideration. Many of our people are not sincere in their dealings. They have other agenda in their mind. Look, see, don't you sometimes think that how can we live in one of the most country in the world, our most wicked set of, you find some of the most wicked set of people in the same country. Does that even you see when you look at it, it's not hard enough. That's why I no longer I do my this thing by myself. I pray at home, I do my worshiping at home by myself. I no longer join this thing because when you look at some of like our religious body, all the money they make, they don't care about the poor. They should spend that money on. Everyone just want to leave everything for the government. That's why the problem is very high because everyone just think it's not their responsibility. It's government. No. That's not the case. Me and you,
Okay,
for example.
let's even
Sir,
say
let me tell you a story. When I was growing up, I grew up from a very poor home. There was a guy that came to the house I was living. He set up a small computer shop in that house. So he had a car. He would tell me to help him to wash the car. I normally just do that. I don't ask for anything. Then there was a day he came to meet my grandma. He said, "This boy has been helping me to clean this thing. I will be paying him so a month." Did you know what that money did for me? That was the money that sent me to school. That was a Nigerian that did that. It was not the government. So if every individual Nigerians who have the capacity to actually extend their this thing, instead of giving certain pastors or this thing money, it will create a lot of change in the country. But there's this idea that government alone should handle all the problem, and that is the issue also.
wow.
Yeah, government cannot do it alone. That's why when you go to you live in America, you see how organization, business, even business, they involve in charity. Yes, they sponsor people, they give scholarship, they are well involved because they know the United States government cannot carry the burden all alone.
Yeah, that was what there was a oh you're echoing your
Okay, let me mute my distance so that you hear. Go ahead.
so I was talking to some guys online about the education, primary education, secondary school education. And I said, when was the last time they gave to their secondary schools or primary schools? Like, did they even have like an alumni association that even contributes to the good of their school? And none of them could. They could. I mean, maybe one or two gave money to these schools. And like you rightly said, most of these universities in America are funded not. I mean, partly maybe by alumni organizations. They fund their own institutions. So we don't do that. So if I ask Illumino, whatever, all those guys, when last did they even contribute to the school they want, then in secondary school? I mean, I don't think you get like 5 or 6 of them that will raise their hands if I had to poll these guys. So I agree with you in that part. But man, it's sometimes it's even hard to. I get tired of talking about Nigeria sometimes. Nigeria first. It's just want to just move on because for me, I live here. I'm fine. I don't need to discuss Nigeria. I don't need Nigeria. I don't.
See, if you listening to me earlier, I said one person cannot fix Nigeria. That's the reason why I said that, because there's this belief that one person will just come and fix Nigeria's problem, and that is a lie. That's fake news. It's not going to happen. Not now. Not in the next life. Not in the next 100 years. It's not going to happen at all. The people, me, you, everyone need to be involved in helping those who are at the bottom. If you teach them skills, at least don't even give the money. Just set up a small skill, train people there. Okay, let's say set up a gym, make people train as a boxer, make people train as an MMA fighter, create basketball court for people to learn how to, play basketball. These things, that's why you see when you guys live abroad, I have been there before also. You see, they have all these things across. Sometimes when you look at it, they are built by foundations. It's to keep people engaged. With travel around Nigeria, you won't find on any of these things. Well, Of course, you will have criminal and kidnapper everywhere. Everyone just believes it's government. It's not going to work. This we have done this before for the past 20 years now, waiting for government for everything. It has not worked. We need to be involved. Okay, I said this thing to my friend. I said, I see some of other Africa celebrity footballers. They will organize charity events for themselves. Then people will donate money. That money they will use it to set up. They will use it to set up things back home in their community where they are from. To groom other young player, other young citizens in their country. But when you look at Nigeria, we are so selfish. Many of our people who are in position of power actually they don't do this thing. You have for instance, let's see Davido, Whiskey, Burna Boy, this guy in UFC, Israel Adesanya, Usman. Many of these people in position of power, they don't. But they won't even spend their own money. It's for them to just organize a charitable event whereby people go and donate. Use that money to set up something back home in your country. Put it in your name. Train people. Okay. Look at Iganu. Iganu was in 3 of them. Iganu was the one receiving the lowest amount. Guess what? Iganu already have a big gym back home in Cameroon, training other people. So that when he retire, those one will be the next fighter to start making money and bring in foreign.
Don't you think it's unfair to some of these guys? Because some of them they've actually
see, it is not unfair. The country, you may think it has not done anything for you. Yes, let's say I agree. But what about the community you are coming from? These things are not going to cost you money. You have friends who also are very wealthy. Just organize a small party. You understand me? Invite all of them. Tell them you want to do a fundraise to build something thing. Okay, look at Michael Blackson. He's a D-listed celebrity in the US, a comedian. He built a school for free school for in Ghana. He's from Ghana. He did that. It's only I noticed this thing within Nigeria. It's mostly Nigerians. Nigerians, see, these people, they are just like our leaders. They don't care about the people or where they are from. They don't. When they become successful, now Nigeria just nothing. Nigeria didn't do anything for them. They don't. Them think government is the one to just solve all the problems. You live in the diaspora. Is this like that? The answer is no. That's why you can find foundations everywhere. You have the that was the popular one in the US, the NWA or something like that. They use it to song. One popular song. They use that song with their name. They are good. That this thing, charity organization. They help people across the world. They raise. Okay, we look at these. They normally do in Africa. Is it? Global citizen, whatever. So what I'm trying to say is that in developing Nigeria, Nigerians themselves need to involve also. It's not the only responsibility of the government. Okay, we can all agree that the government has failed. Okay, then what? I think we should step in and, if it is one person, if you can help just one person, just one, it is okay. You don't need much. Just one is okay. Sponsor them. If they need any, if they tell you, okay, I want to learn how to do this, pay for it. That's tight for you. You already pay your tithe. So that you notice that we have a country where even the wealthy cannot even walk freely. Of course, you cannot walk freely. You cannot have millions of people roaming around without doing nothing. Of course. There will be criminality, there will be kidnapping, there will be a lot of all sorts of kind of stuff. Yeah. I've talked too much now. Babati, you continue.
Well, no, it's not even that, because you know, on one hand, there are so many poignant stories like people tell. You know, I've watched some of this people on the streets, and they discuss their plight and you know their struggles, increasing in school fees, and I wonder how they survive earning 40 to 50,000 when I watched the breakdown online, and to even survive as a single man in that Lagos, you need close to $250,000 a month to even break even. Okay, not like you're even saving any money, but in terms of transportation, feeding, accommodation, other expenses, you need close to $2,000 naira to survive in Lagos as a single person. So I don't even know how a family of 2 or 3 survive on 70,000 naira. So I get that part. I just feel like they're not channeling their energy or their displeasure of the government into the right direction. I don't feel like they are organizing well enough to change the system. And like I said earlier, I felt like we trying to fight for the true liberation of the government councils, state government, in terms of like advocating for better state government. I felt like that was the best way to change the system. But this is to me, it's just it's just distraction, and they took the bait. And that's how I see it now, that hopefully this blows over, we can go back to the real issues, and sooner than later. And we are back to the one-man show again. Why can't Tinubu talk to us? Why is Tinubu not? Why does he have to talk to you? Like, is it a one-man show? Like, why can't we make it focus on your own area and your location? What can you do to improve the government in your own area? But we're back to the same. Abuja is where I don't like that kind of system where everybody's looking towards Abuja. I don't like that.
Thank you. I'm glad you noticed it also. Everyone just waiting, looking at Abuja. It is.
But like I said earlier, 3 weeks ago, we were all discussing LG councils now. We were discussing. They have their money now. We will be watching them. We will see. That's what we were discussing. So how did we abandon that to now be discussing Tinubu again?
Thank you. I'm glad you noticed it, because that's why I said most times when we just speak on platform, we are just speaking. We are not sincere. You understand me? People have other agenda, but they'll just come and play to the gala instead of them to be honest. Okay, for example, during that election period, I actually tell people, I said, see, this divide was caused by most of these influencers who have platform. I said, educate your supporter. Be honest enough to tell them, no, Tinubu won this election.
Sorry, Nigeria first. Ovie, can you bring Akashi up? He's in the private chat. And AB, come up too. I've not heard from you in a while. Anybody who wants to come up, go ahead. Nigeria first. Sorry.
I said, be honest enough. Just tell them the truth that they won. I will give a breakdown how. I said, if you are honest, it was because of the divide between the opposition. That was why the current administration won the election. But no, I was cut off in many platforms. I tried to do this. You understand me? Many of them saw this division. Now everyone is still in a campaign mood. Election is over. Let's see. As a citizen, yes, if the president, if some of his policies are bad, criticize him on that particular policy. When they do something right, also say, this is good. Then when we get to 2027, you can reactivate all your whatever, all your disdain or whatever you have for the president. But for now, let's pay attention to the country first. Because if you look, since the election, the country, the flame is just still burning. Can we dial it down? When you go on Twitter, it is a mess there. You come on YouTube, the same thing. It's like the social media have successfully divided us. Because before, when election is over, people just switch to governors. People will just forget. Friends will reunite and start, enjoying themselves together without any quarrel. But these days, a lot of people have just become a lifetime enemy. Even the politicians that are beefing against, those ones are unite. Obi can easily, get an invite
Can
from
I can I ask a question? Do you believe that it is easier for people to blame Tinubu in the center, and they are finding it very difficult to look their own people in the eye at the local level and have that conversation with them? Like they don't want to go through their process of, engaging their governors or their senators or the NG Council chairman. Like the Abuja is the easier scapegoat to blame for your problems than your own governor. And that they don't want to have that real conversation with people, like AB suggested in the comment section. That so it's easier to blame Tinubu than actually blame. Like for me now, if you know me, I blame Dakpabedu. I hate the guy. If you know me online, I don't like my governor. I think it's the worst governor. I will go at him on anywhere if I can. I would, because is a problem. So for me in Ogun now, I don't give a damn about Tinubu. I want to see what Dakpa does. That is because that is the guy that can actually face the problem, not Tinubu. It is the governor.
But guess what? People will come now and tell you that, because it is your person, it's Yoruba now, you are telling us that you don't care about Tinubu.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what they will tell you. And instead of them to actually focus really on their business, I think if I was the part of the government, I would advise the president to sponsor a program in one of these big channels. Can you hear me? Okay. If you say,
we're having a conversation. Now we're back with bullshit of the where there's no solution. They are helping in the center, but it's very comfortable because nobody wants to have that conversation with their own people. It is easy to blame other tribes, to blame other people, but not focus on your own governor, focus on your own castle.
So what I wanted to say is that I believe there should be a TV show whereby every week, if it's for 20 minutes, that person will just teach Nigerians about the constitution, how the constitution work, how the system work. Because many Nigerians don't know how the system works.
Don't they have that department? What's it called? It's called the National something agency.
Orientation.
Yeah. Isn't that their job?
But they're not doing it because many people don't know how the system works. It's just the fact. That's why they always blame one person. But that needs to change.
Somebody will say, let me give an example. When they say Ebin Power, that is not Tinubu. That is not Tinubu. I'm sorry. Like, I'm from Ogun State. Ebin Power is not a Tinubu problem. It's your governor's problem. It's not Tinubu's problem. I don't know why you don't get that. Okay, you are in Kogi, you're in Kwara. They say you should give land for food. You don't give land for food. If people are not blaming Tinubu for the problem of not having enough food to eat in your state. So what the hell is that?
It's crazy.
You see what I'm saying? Like, dude, like we don't our schools we don't have enough kids in primary school, blah blah blah. Yet you are still in government LG Council's funds, and they can't pay for teachers. Yet you are blaming Tinubu. Like, what are we doing here? I don't get this. It's just so it's hard for me to even have that talk with people that are very ignorant of how the system really works or how it should work. I mean, they just want to blame Tinubu for everything. It's the problem. It's blah blah blah. There's so much he can do now. He's not a robot. What can he really do?
Because see, we like somebody like we can treat like it beat like a piano. I think piano they call it, the Mexican call it. So we always look for that with that person. So we will blame that. You notice that it's like a black thing. We don't take responsibility for anything. It's always that's what I was telling people. I said people actually knew that for subsidy would be removed. They actually voted for that policy. I don't see reason for this protest really. That's just the fact. People normal when you look at, for example, when America they are campaigning for this thing and people are saying they are going to do this, you see they start adjusting, preparing themselves that okay, if this leader, if we win, this might happen. So they start preparing themselves. But we don't. We don't. So it's like I was like, why is everyone shocked? This is a political issue that the three candidates agree upon that they are going to remove and unite the currency. Why? What is the surprise for?
Yeah, I agree. And to respond to what Akashi said in the private, I agree with you. That position has been that way for so long. But shouldn't we should have evolved beyond that, is my problem. There has to be some form of maturity in our political discourse or conversation over time. 24 years to democracy, there should be like some kind of, you should have evolved beyond that, right? Is what I'm saying.
I know. Yeah,
but yet we are still not. Where is the growth? Nigeria first, tell me, where is the growth in our democracy? Tell me where we have actually grown. Just show me. Tell me one state. Show me where.
Let me tell you why there's no growth. People are not going into politics for a good reason, for a reason to actually make life better for their people. That's why. People are just going there for their personal interest, how to enrich themselves and their family. Of course, you will not see anything like growth. If they actually go there to actually do something, to create a change that will impact the life of their people, of course, this would have, for example, I will always say this. I'm a bad man. I believe Lagos should be far ahead than what they currently are. But when you look at Lagos, it is only Lagos. Most times when I visit there, I will say, I've not. Last time I was there, I didn't see this before. This is a new structure here. Or they have. Last time I was here, this road was not here. Wow, I only see that in Lagos. Many states when I visit, they just remained where they are 10 years ago. You understand me? Guess what? Lagos actually have a lot of large population of well-educated people who know how a state should be run. So they actually put pressure on the government there. That's why you see development there. It's only Lagos. Most of the time I will visit, I'll say, this thing was not here before, but I always see there's always changes. You understand me? You don't get that in most states. That's why when you remove that state from Nigeria is totally is finished. Except, okay, let's say you remove Lagos and Abuja. There's nothing there. How many states in Nigeria, apart from those two states that I mentioned, you will go? So this structure can actually, generate revenue for this state. Nothing. Most of the governors, I checked recently, I think yesterday, I was checking online. Have you seen foreign direct investment for the past 10 years in Nigeria state? None. Nothing. Most states have not received foreign direct investment for the past 5 years in Nigeria. There are some states in Nigeria, not like they have nothing. It's like, why did these people, don't these people have leaders? Huh?
Well, so
it is tiring, man.
So
sorry, before you go, the reason for this is because of the quality of leadership in the position. That's just the fact. The quality of leaders currently running Nigeria state is too poor. Their level of education is too low.
It's not okay. I get that leadership quality. I get it. What I'm saying is, once again, is if the real power to effect changes at the local level, is it more easier for you to choose the right person than choosing the one guy that you don't know than in Abuja? Like if you're from my local government council and I know who you are, I can vouch for you better. I can question you. I know your people.
See,
so I'm saying devolve the power down there. That way nobody will care about Abuja anymore.
I agree.
Go and solve your own problem. Stop blaming other people for your own problems now.
I agree. That's why I always say we should elect people that live in the state. For example, when you look at all the leadership that have run Lagos for the past 1990 date, they actually live in Lagos. Most of them grow up and live in Lagos, so they still live there. They don't. I don't believe most of them have houses in Abuja. They just. But when you come like place like my state, many of our governors they came from outside to rule my state. They don't live there. After their tenure, they disappear to either Abuja or Lagos. Because how are you? See, so you will not have the zeal to actually develop where you don't live. So I believe if we want to see things work, we need to elect leaders that actually live in the place they want to govern. Because what I've seen in my state, for example, most of these leaders, look at the one, the people running right now. That guy's the PDP guy. Although I support him, he's the most brilliant one there. Even Akpata, these guys grew up in Lagos. They only just come now to run for governorship. So, so you see the problem. They won't even understand the people. Number one, and they are wealthy. They are out of touch from the people. So we will also, when they win and become leader tomorrow, they won't know how to even solve the people's problem because they have no connection to these people. You understand me, Babati?
Yeah. I get you. Ovia, I'm not sure. Do you have access, the admin access to the platform? I think it's just Ovia. If Ovia is there, can allow Akashic enter because I don't have.
Gonna no verse. I'm just saying it. I'm just saying.
Start smoking this thing. We are having real conversation. You took a break to go and smoke kai kai. I mean, at this point, can you let him?
I go
Let him.
work. I go work to make money to buy the Igbo.
And you left us on the platform. You know this.
My end make I end
Let the man in. Let the.
It's not here. It's not. I think it's already gone. I just saw
Oh dear, because it
Yeah.
was. Well, Akasha, if you're still back there, if you can hear us, Ovie is back from his smoke break.
Okay, I think he's here now. I'm busy. Oh, Pansa. Hey, Pansa.
Yeah.
Pansa, we must smoke my bow finish before I get your time.
So
I'm too sober for you now, Pansa.
Okay, no, that's fine. So the point is the unfortunate part of this whole conversation is that we were having to talk about liberation of our local governments and states and how to we were supposed to build on that. That was what I was hoping to. That we're supposed to have that conversation, but we're back to blaming the center again. So it's quite unfortunate, but this is where we are now. So wait a minute, Pansat is Akashi. I didn't know it was the same person.
No, Pansat is not Akashi.
Okay, go ahead, man. How you doing, man?
How you guys doing?
Doing good yourself?
Well, thank God, Dr. BT.
Long time.
I know.
I say, you know what? The best time to listen to Pansat would be like 4 a.m. in the morning. It sounds very rare because I remember I was listening to you talk to Ogbeni when you were having that debate early in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, you sound you actually normal. You sound you weren't crazy at that time. So I figured out maybe that is the perfect time to have a conversation with you, like 4 a.m. in the morning, Central Time.
What we do when we come to a platform is that we respond to stimuli, right? So, like right now, Ovie is king because he has the buttons, right? One of the advantages you have, BT, is that the moderator, one man went to more, make you shine.
Oh God, no, they don't. Trust me. No, that's not. That's not
what
true.
I'm saying is not you, as in you, in particular, anybody that he wants to. He makes you, and he can destroy you, right? Those of us who are in opposition to him, we know what we
Okay.
have to go through.
Let's leave that alone for a second. Let's just discuss
No, it's not. It's not
protest.
a negative. It's an observation that.
Because it's not his platform. I don't want us to
No. What I'm saying, I said Ovie is in the same position, Doctor. If you have a show, right, you will be in a position to make somebody look good or make them look bad, because when these are our people here who set up all these platforms, there's no need to be redundant, setting up my own or doing this or doing that. We should assemble and base the conversation on true or false, right? You should still have administrative powers to determine who speaks, but you don't base it on what you want to hear or primordial sentiment. So what you saw over at that auxiliary channel, I believe is still related to one man somehow. And what you saw there was just letting conversation take place. Hash out the ideas. There was nothing special. I don't do anything when I go to a platform. I'm the same here as I'm Dr.
No,
Damage.
but I'm saying I noticed that you do better when you have like 2 or 3 people in a room, because you can free flow better. I think you just it works for you better in that kind of for.
Yeah, that's also true.
People in a setting too.
Yeah, that's also true for anybody. But it just comes down to being knowledgeable in what you're talking about and being allowed to talk about it, not deviating it, making the conversation go into just like what we're doing here now. But in this case, it's part of progressing the conversation. But anyway, how is everybody doing?
To the protests, what do you think so far? The Nigerian protests for liberation, because now it's not evolved into, because I'm seeing the new hashtag now is now Tinubu must go. That's the new mantra now. So what do you think about that narrative?
That is what those of us who do analysis, right? That's what we predicted. If you go back to any conversation I've had, that's the natural way it's gonna go. This thing is inchoate, right? It's going to bring out the Nigerian spirit at some point. We're a whole family now. We have Northerners, Southerners, Easterners, Westerners operating. There's still a lot of bad actors, obviously, who want to stunt Nigeria, right? So right now, it's going to yield fruit, but because we all are working together, the progressives. There are a lot of Nigerians who want that country to become a new Nigeria. It's just that you have a lot of people busy doing other things. So the way I see it going, and I had made my statement at one man show that if one person is killed or died or whatever they say, that it would then go to Tinubu must go. Before we could hold our noses, if we come and address people. Now, interestingly, I had an epiphany last night, which is we don't even know if Tinubu is around. That is one thing that nobody, like somebody like me, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You may not want to hear it, and then maybe 2 weeks from now, you say, okay, now we're looking for Tinubu. You have to think in advance, but you have to just set aside your own opinion, look at the facts. There is no difference.
Perhaps maybe health challenges, or because there was this mass. I heard, I can't confirm that many politicians left the country. But in his own case, are you saying that he left the country because of the usual booster shot that needs to take, like Buhari, like maybe for health reasons? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm actually saying it's more sinister than that. In essence, I don't have any proof one way or the other, but we're in a position where we're in a country where there's absolutely no difference between, if let's say Tinubu died 2 weeks ago, right? Mm-hmm. Who wouldn't know? Mm. If it's alive, there's no difference between when he's alive and when he's dead. None. In every other country, a president, you have your normal press conferences, or you have follow-ups, you
Mm-hmm. So, by the way, are you surprised that he hasn't addressed the people yet? I mean, normally when you have people voting or you want to prevent that, you at least address, like maybe like you address the nation, like you have like a broadcast, something like to address. Are you surprised he hasn't done that yet? So, because it's like what?
Yeah, no, I'm not surprised based on his predecessor, right? Of which he was part of that leadership of the APC during Buhari's tenure. So Buhari doesn't have to. So what Tinubu is doing is just taking it to the extreme. You know, he has no respect for us based on the fact that we did nothing when Buhari did those things, you know. So he comes in, he's on steroids. He didn't have to debate during the election campaign or debate during the elections. So now no matter what we're going through, he doesn't have to come out and talk. So I'm not surprised. That's nothing that creature would do that surprises me. Because respect, not love.
Answer.
Yeah.
So, what about? Don't you think maybe he knows the people or whatever that is behind the protest, and that's the reason that he just felt they doesn't want me talking to them, even though they are rapping it as if it's Nigerian, the public that are doing it. What don't you think that is a possibility?
Yeah, it is a possibility. It's actually the first possibility. There are many possibilities, right? But you have the very first one is that he knows us, has no regard for us. There's no, there's no regard and there's no appreciation, right? No courtesy, nothing. He knows that Nigeria.
Again, the second question is the answer. The situation that we are now, right? As the people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Waiting in talk. What does he coming out to talk will do? Nothing. I mean, is this him coming out to talk? Is that what this is about? Is that what it is? Because as far as I'm concerned, the president talk to me. He knows it doesn't matter who that president. I don't really care. It's something getting done. Is the point. So if you ask him to come and speak, you are asking him to come and campaign. But what is he going to say that will change the situation on ground? When I mean situation, how the average Nigerian feel in terms of economic situation is like. What did he want to that make changes?
Okay, well,
the question
first
anyway.
of all, yeah, that question is sophomoric. Communication is part of his job. He's got a job. All right, it's delineated in our constitution. He's not doing it whether he likes it or not, kind of thing. It's part of the obligation and responsibility of being a leader, not just a president, because that's even way too high. In your family, if you're the head of the family, you have to communicate with your kids and your wife and
but
people.
what are you expecting him to say?
Well,
what effect is that going to be in terms of the reality on ground?
Yeah, listen very carefully, because when you have a series of questions like you're doing now, I know exactly what you're doing. You don't want to hear the truth, right? I just told you, if somebody is in a leadership role or in any role whatsoever, even if you're a follower, but as a leader in a company, in a family, you have to communicate. Now, if you ask me what should he communicate, that's up to him. Because when you communicate, you don't even have to say anything to communicate. If you show up and you don't say anything, we could look at your body language and we could say, okay, he didn't say anything. What does that mean? Then we could analyze, right? But for you, Ovie, to be asking a question like that, I don't even know what kind of answer you want me to give you.
Let me tell you the reason why I asked that question, right?
First of all, do you agree with what I just said? Let's be methodical.
That a leader should communicate.
Yes. Communication doesn't mean to talk.
Yeah, but this is why I asked, right? This is why I asked. Now, I asked because the average Nigerian, there's a reason why he or she took to the streets, right? That reason is very, very fundamental. It's very important. And average Nigeria took to the street because he sees it as an existential threat. Now,
I'm emphasizing on why the Nigerian hit the streets, because the Nigerian hit the street is because he's not here. It's not because he's not hearing from his president or he's not hearing from his representative. They hear from them every day. Every day. An ordinary Nigerian hear from the government, the people that govern them every day. You want me to tell you how they hear from them every day? When it's time to eat, they understand that something is wrong somewhere and they cannot explain why. So if you are asking the man, now that's why they take to the streets. From that, they diluted it to start asking. It's our right to take to the streets. Who gave, where is that even coming from? Since when a Nigerian begin to ask if he or she can talk to the streets? Where is that narrative coming from? It's not coming from the ghetto. It's not coming from the streets. It's coming from somewhere. Now, that watered down the strength of the average Nigerian to bargain. Now, we are not even done with that yet. They are introducing another like a static, something that is not, doesn't even matter. Everybody, all of a sudden, the president should come and talk to us. Again, it's not coming from the streets. It's not coming from the ghetto. It's not coming from the poor man. It's coming from somewhere. The president will come out tomorrow.
All right, let me
finish. Let me
no,
finish.
but hold on now. You're putting a lot of.
Speak to us tomorrow, right?
I thought you asked me.
Solution. Let me finish. He will provide whatever, maybe everything that we want him to say. He will come out and say it, and he will go back. We'll go back house. Guess what? The situation will triple because we want action. We are tired of people talking to us. That is Nigerian man. That's an average Nigerian speaking. They are tired of them talking to them. Action. That is why I'm so angry that the whole idea, the grievances of the ordinary poor man, has been diluted and jagged by power mongers. The likes of Kunkoso, Obisho, where they hijack the process for their own selfish interests. The ordinary Nigerian man don't care. We want everything to be dismantled, something to be rearranged. They do negotiation. That's what Nigerian wants. Not the increased salary, not a sex senator. They don't want all that shit. That is what the elite, that's a campaign rhetoric. And if you pay attention to the TVs, it's the same background that you see during the election that you are seeing. So me asking that question, I am not asking because of me. No, I am asking because something is going wrong right before our own face. Because we are so selfish, we want to ignore it.
All right, but you see the problem. Let me put it to you this way: when BT and the Nigerian force, you could also go first or talk or whatever. I'm just responding to Ovie, who's you're introducing a lot of big concepts, large concepts. Talk about communication. Right now, you're talking about hijacking. First of all, another thing you mentioned was average Nigerian. What is an average Nigerian? You're talking about
poor village person that cannot feed twice a day.
Okay.
That don't understand what me and you. That don't.
Hold on now. Hold on.
Right,
I'm responding to you because you're just running through a lot of things, and I'm not used to that. We have to have a standardized definition. For example, when you say an average Nigerian, I was saying is it mean, median, like center, right? Or do you mean ordinary? Right? Is it typical Nigerian? Sometimes people speak colloquially, and once I understand that's what they're doing, then there's no problem. A normal Nigerian, unexceptional, right? That's what you're talking about, because on that street, what you have there is a mix of all kinds of Nigerians. So you would have to be actually speaking in the noun form, not the adjective. Right?
Okay, Pastor, but the thing is, okay, they are on the street,
yeah, but
there's no coherent message across board. So it's very hard, like for it to be very effective as a if you're protesting, there has to be this synergy, right? Where I can ask one person here up, not down south, and everybody's on the same page. There seems to be this divergence of opinions across board. People, somebody's talking about bring fuel down to 100 naira, which is ridiculous. So that's the issue I have with this protest. They're not on the same page. So if you ask them, what do you want? It's just different from what the other person wants on the same street.
Because it's campaign all over again. It's
so, but Bovie, that's not, it's not effective. Is my point. You want it to be powerful, right?
Point. That's
so it's a waste of time.
But hold your horses, because we have there's only a few of us. We there are a lot of big concepts that Bovie put on the table, and I will address yours. I'm gonna put it in Q, BT. Not based on importance, but just which one came first. I don't want you guys to just be dabbling things and just running through stuff. But respond effectively to what you say. Just hold on. Now, what I'm saying to you, Ovie, when you say the average Nigerians on the street, I've effectively told you that's not who's on the street. It's a lot of patriots on that street. A lot of young people who are about their future.
You know what I'm talking about. For the sake of conversation, you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. That's what I have to tell you. Let me answer you now.
You are going away from the conversation.
No, I'm not. I'm addressing you. I have another question from Baba T. So I have respect for your question. That's why I'm still on it, right? Because you are so wrong. You
are trying to dilute what I mean by the street. You know what I mean. I know there are a lot of characters on the streets, but that's not the point.
I know, but hold on. It's not when you put up a show like this. It's not just you and I. We have to.
Yeah, but what you are doing exactly what the elite asked you to do.
I know, but Ovie, are you gonna let me? You're gonna let me talk here? There's a lot about time.
Not when you are here to speak the narrative of the elite, and I'm not going to allow you to do that.
Okay, then that's normally where I exit a platform, right?
That's fine. That's fine. My platform is not to push your narrative. I'm not going to allow you to.
I'm not. What I'm saying to you,
if you cannot stay out of that, I'm sorry.
Will you be quiet, please?
No, I'm not going to be quiet.
Okay,
I'm not going to be quiet. Instead, I kick you out.
Your question you kick me out. What? How?
I'll kick you out because I can. I have the power to do that. Welcome, Lawal. There's a street. You understand what I mean, but you want to.
All right. Good evening.
You are not advancing the conversation.
Good evening. Good evening. I'm in a lousy environment. That is why I mute myself just to monitor situation. Like I heard people saying Tinubu should talk to us. Tinubu should talk to us. Is it that we easily forget yesterday? I could remember what happened during NSAS. 3 days after 3 days onto the protest, Buhari came out live and spoke to the nation and said they've banned the SARS, and he promised many things. What happened? The following day, instead of the protesters to give the government time, since the president has spoken, the next line in agenda is Buhari must go. Buhari must go. Before it eventually turned into what it turned into. And you are expecting this current president to follow the same trend that Buhari followed. I don't expect him to come out and talk to anybody now, because I know he will definitely not come out. Since they've started the protest, he will find his own way of making it easy, making it difficult for them to continue. That is what I believe. I don't believe that he will ever come out to talk to anybody now, because he knows what happened when Buhari came out to talk to the protesters then. Let's even use, what is it called? What happened to, what is this man, or the current governor of Lagos State? He was the first man to talk to the protesters and promise them that, Sanwo-Olu was the first person to promise to meet them at the toll gate then, and promised them that he was going to take their grievances to the president. What did they do there? They say we speak louder, they start calling the governor Were. where Soros okay. Even with despite the fact that he take it as one of those things that the leader must pass through. What happened? They did not listen to him. And even when Buhari spoke, a whole president of the nation, they did not listen to him. Instead of them to listen to him, they changed the the protest from end SARS to end Buhari, just because he spoke with them. He spoke in favor of them that, yes, I've heard your voice. We are going to work on your demand. We've banned the SARS. We are doing this. I have asked them to declare to form so he told them many things he was doing. And the following morning after his broadcast, they said Buhari must go. So based on that, I don't expect that Tinubu will try to follow the same trend. And by the way, I heard that 17 people died yesterday. Yes. I've been asking people that I met today that out of the 17 people, please, how many of them are Tinubu children? How many of them are ministers' children? The reason why I keep asking is not as if you know me, I don't support bad government. But one thing is for sure, if you don't have the qualification to challenge the government, those that have the qualification, they will sacrifice your life for their own interest. Because this protest now, look at what happened in Kano yesterday. Those that lead the protest will survive it. But those that they send to the field will sacrifice their life. At the end of the day, they will use the life of the innocent ones to bargain for their own interests. And those that are going to use the life of innocent ones to bargain for their own interests, their children will not be there. None of them will lose their children. None of them will lose any of their family. But they will use the innocent ones, the ignorant ones, let me not call them innocent, the ignorant ones that doesn't know that those that are pushing them to go for the protest have agenda. They will use them to gain to bargain for their own personal interest. Anyway, let me stop here first and continue listening to you. I'll continue, I'll speak later.
All right, Lawal. So everybody say should come and talk. Come and talk what? And if you talk finish, then what? Mr. James, you are welcome.
Yeah, my friend. Hello, please. Hello, can you hear me,
Mr.
please?
James.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm sorry, my voice is echoing.
That's fine.
Good. I don't think Bola Tinubu has got anything to tell anybody, because before this protest started, he was given a very long notice, almost 1 month notice, that we are coming and here are our demands. I remember Showrep produced about 15 demands or so. Instead of them to address these needs, they've been issuing threats. And the very annoying thing they did is they assembled traditional rulers, imams and pastors, because traditionally these people are believed to wield a lot of influence in their communities to cool them down, to cool the youth down. Now, these traditional rulers in particular, if you know the level of affluence they are wallowing in, you know that they are part and parcel of the problem. So it will be very unwise for any youth to listen to any traditional ruler as far as this matter is concerned. They have no role to play. Pastors have no role to play. Imams have no role to play. Tinubu must negotiate directly with the youth, because they are the people wearing the shoes. They know where it pinches. The youth have relied so much on the ruling class since independence, and this is what they got out of it. So this is how I see it. So let Tinubu appear on television or CNN or whatever it is, it means nothing to me. Because if he is serious, he should take steps, concrete empirical steps. Reduce the number of personal assistants. On the presidential, fleet, these aeroplane fleets, they should dispose of a number of them They should reverse most of their policies. Then they will know that he is serious. But he's not saying anything because he has nothing to say. His ministers and spokesmen who have been appearing before the people since day one of this demonstration, what do they have to say? Absolutely nothing.
If they reverse the policy, then who is going to pay for the government expenses and infrastructure and all this? Where are you going to see the money from? Because sometimes when we speak, the so-called educated people, we don't apply sense when we are speaking.
Excuse me. I don't like interrupting people when they are talking. So when I'm talking, give me time. When I finish talking, when I finish talking my nonsense, when you remove none from my nonsense, what is remaining will be sense. So that is that. So let me just answer your question. If you know the amount of crude oil theft going on in this country every day, now, for example, if Nigeria produces 2.5 million barrels of crude oil every day, let's assume that a barrel of crude oil costs just $10. 2.5 million times 10. You know what that is in one day from one source, not to talk of other sources. Colossal amount of embezzlement is going on in the country. People are closing their eyes to it. They don't want to talk about it for reasons best known to them. If you know the level of comfort we enjoyed as young men during Yakubu Gowon's administration in this country, I'm very confident you will not be speaking like this. You get the point I'm making? Myself on this program and other programs, I've explained how I got free education at all levels, from primary school to master's degree level. I did not pay 1 naira for my education. If I tell you the history, it will amaze you. If you don't mind, I can repeat it now. Just let me know. So this is the point I'm making.
The point you are making doesn't make sense because
it makes sense. It makes sense.
Hold on. You guys live in a capitalism economy. You guys live in capitalism economy, but you guys want socialism to be practiced in the country of the best. That's a contradiction. You live in a capitalist system, but you want socialism in your country.
What you are saying is unadulterated. Listen to me. What you are saying is unadulterated nonsense because it is destitute of common sense. I'm telling you what happened in this country you are living in while you were not born. You don't want to take it from me. I'm not a socialist or capitalist or whatever it is. Isms is not a solution to our problems. If the military dispensation can be humane enough to give us the level of comfort we enjoyed in this country, it is terribly sad indeed.
And that's the problem.
Excuse me, shut up your mouth when I'm talking. I'm not your mate. You get what I mean? Age-wise and intellectually, I'm not your mate. So shut up your mouth when I'm talking.
You are just hold up for nothing.
Shut up your mouth. Shut up your rotten mouth when I'm talking.
Your age means nothing to me.
If my age means nothing to you, that is an insult to your father. If a man as old as your father is talking to you and you have the effrontery as an African to talk like that, I do not blame you, but I blame the way you were brought up. And may the world teach you what your father failed to teach you. May you learn it from the world. So I'm sorry, Mr. Ovie. As I was saying before the interruption, Bola Tinubu has got nothing to tell the people because it was given more than a month notice. Showore and others, they came out openly that they are part of the sponsors of the program. They could not negotiate with the people. The ministers and whatever spokesmen they could not negotiate with the people. So what has he got to say now? That, oh, I understand your pains. Bear with us. You see, was it not his wife or his daughter who was saying that we should wait till 2027 or 2020, whatever it is? Who is ready to take that nonsense? In a country where there's colossal, unquantifiable crude oil theft going on, Now, what is happening probably, I don't have any proof. What is probably happening now is, behind the scene, people are trading favors. When they finish trading favors, they come and knock your head with mine. So that it's so bizarre what is going on in this country. And this is why I'm saying consistently that what we need is post-Nigerian republics. The country has to dissolve. We cannot continue like this. People are suffering for nothing. When I say nothing, I mean absolutely nothing. So that is the point I've got to make, Mr. Ovi. Thank you very much.
Welcome, yeah.
I'm desperate to see Nigeria war.
No, be desperate.
And because I've been inside, I know it is presently a criminal enterprise. I must be dismantled. And that's how Africa is. Because as governor, I can take my state money and come here and buy a house. Buy a house all over the world that I don't need. So that's what we need to dismantle. If we dismantle it, it will work. There's no reason why we should be where we are. Today, secondary school penetration in Nigeria is 28%. China is 90%. It shouldn't be. We can do more.
So we are waiting to
Babati. Babati.
The governor of Kaduna State, Nasiru El-Rufai, is someone that is never afraid of tackling burning issues amid the situation arising from scarcity of naira notes. Governor El-Rufai has appealed to citizens to caution against joining protests over shortage of cash and attendant hardship. The governor, who insisted that fifth columnists are behind the crisis to scuttle APC's chances in the 2023 elections, assured residents that legal means are being explored to resolve the crisis. Let's share the story.
I had advanced intelligence that protests will start in Kaduna tomorrow, Wednesday. I'm appealing to all of you not to join the protests or engage in any violence. Let us know who our enemy is. Our enemy is not us. Our enemy are those fifth columnists in the villa working with Godwin Emefiele to bring this country down. And they will fail. This is a deliberate conspiracy against the APC as the ruling party to be blamed for these difficulties. And this is why we came out and revealed what was going on. And the role of the central bank governor as the evil genius behind this conspiracy. He is being used by some elements that want to bring this republic down. They want to bring this democracy down. They want to cause breakdown of law and order. Why are we expected to change 3 trillion in a matter of weeks? And then you print only 300 billion worth of notes, unless you want to create a crisis. Why would you do that? Only 34% of Nigerians have bank accounts. Only 9% of Nigerians used digital platforms for their transactions. You think that you'll move 34% and 9% to 100% overnight?
Mr. V, are you there? Hello, Mr. V, are you there?